Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2020. This is, of course, the Indian group stage. My name is Angat Chahal. I go by The Experiment, and with me is a man who needs no introduction, Animesh Agarwal. You know him better as 8-Bit Thug. Thug, how are you doing on day 3, my friend?
I'm absolutely fine, XP. How are you? It's been a good 2 days, and what are you looking forward when we come talk about day 3?
I mean, we've seen the last couple of days, we've had explosive starts, a 41 kill game, a point game, and then a 35-point game. I'm expecting the same. I'm expecting the teams to come out of the gates racing hard and, putting up a nice and, impressive show for us. That's what I want to see. I want to see those kills.
Definitely, I want to see which team, talking about racing cars, which team makes it to the finishing point at the number 1 spot. Because on day 1, we did think that it was only XSpark who would be dominating. But yesterday, we found a couple of more other teams. We had Reckless coming in hard with quite a consistent performance, if you see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you talk about Reckless, I did not see any team as consistent as they were across the 4 games.
I mean, maybe the last game they went out in the 8th position with no kills, but the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd definitely yes, top 3 finishes. And well, this is what all the teams are going to be playing for. Of course, we have our 1st place, we have $2,600. 2nd place gets $1,600. 3rd to 5th gets $1,100. 6th to 16th, $1,100 as well. 17 to 32. 600. So there's something for everyone, but what is on the line, Thug, are those first few slots for PMPL Season 2. 5 slots to represent your nation, your team on the biggest stage of PUBG Mobile. I think that is the best incentive ever.
Definitely. I mean, money definitely matters. It's definitely a good thing for teams to get incentivized for the efforts that they are taking currently and that efforts that they have taken in the past to reach at this stage. But obviously, you need to chase bigger glory, you need to chase a bigger stage, and that's where PMPL comes in.
And this is how the teams are going to be fighting it out. Of course, our placement points are going to matter, but those 1 kill equals 1 point is what makes it ever so exciting. I'm sure you all watching at home already know how many points who goes away with, but I like this. I like this meta. I like this skill-oriented meta, and what we're going to see in future, Thug, is going to be even better. We're going to be reducing the placement points a bit, so I think this is going to be like a party for them, right?
Yeah, definitely. I believe that this is what is going to be a party for them, because the teams which want to chase kills, they definitely have a good chance to take as many points as possible. But now talking about groups, we have Group A, FALLENangelz, Esports, Team F40 with MYM, and then we have MCYS, FINTOX, Up 50 Esports, and TXO.
Yeah, I think we'll start calling them up 50. At least, they have to look up to something, or UP50, depends. What if they are from Uttar Pradesh? That would be a wonderful coincidence. But Group B on your screens right now, XSpark, who were dominating on day 1, Team INGL, MCOPS Esports, and DND MAHEWIANS. Now, MCOPS, they're not high up on the leaderboard, but they definitely have impressed us. And talking about the remaining members in Group B, NINJAX, Indian Official, Lord Fam, and AZTECS ESP.
Yes, and talking about AZTECS ESP, and this is one team that I'll be looking out for, because they need to come out on top. Although they aren't playing today, but then still talking about Group C, we have Vikendi, we have Revenge CORVUS, we have BlitzkriegXP, and then we have Official as well. Some group teams in Group C as well: FS, STALWART Esports, VR1, who ended up as the first chicken dinner on day 2. Then we have DTHesports as well. So pretty much stacked deck we have, and we're talking about all the teams. And then moving on to Group D.
Well, talking about stacked decks, you're all going to recognize LegStump right in front over there, Optimum Esports, Hex, Reaper, X, and Team ESN. Now, Team ESN may be at the bottom of the table, but they did show us some glimpses of brilliance yesterday. And of course, one of the favorites, website, www in the house, Nalayak, that's what my mom used to call me, Team Insane, and Reckless Esports. Now, Reckless Esports have actually been playing, well, they haven't been playing reckless because they've been playing very smart. Of course, we were talking about them earlier. The first 3 games, they were super consistent, good number of kills. And they are, I think, sitting in the 3rd position, which just goes to show that, you don't have to be well known. All you got to do is have your skills and, well, the world is going to be your stage.
Right, definitely. I think, Reckless are the perfect example for teams that are being consistent, not losing their calmness and composure. But yes, we have the overall standings. In the first stage, we have XSpark still leading the chart with 85 points. We have BlitzkriegXP with 68, Reckless with 57, FALLENangelz with 56. We have Mayhem, that chicken dinner on day 1, the last game, really helped them.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's surprising to see that a couple of teams in the top 5 did not have any chicken dinners. However, have a look at 9 to 16. A few names that will stand out are team LegStump, who currently are in the 10th position. Although they do have one chicken dinner, I guess today they might showcase what they're actually made of. Moving on, we have DND MAHEWIANS in the 17th position. Now, all these teams, they are far behind, but if you have a look at the points, compared to 4th and 5th position, Thug, it's a difference of about 20 points. So one good game can actually catapult them right to the top.
Yeah, right now we are at the very first beginning stage of the tournament. So, they've just played 4 games. So they still have the chance, if any team takes that chicken dinner, they straight up move to the first stage and, they have a chance to make it to the top 25. That is the ultimate goal. So, like I said, it's like you correctly mentioned, it's the very beginning stage. If they just take one chicken dinner, it's going to catapult them right to the top 5 or top 6. But let's talk about schedule. And then today we have Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, Vikendi, the same routine that we are following each day.
I like it because it's like a level playing field, right? I mean, it's the same 4 maps in the same order, so you can't have an excuse that, oh, this map is not my favorite, oh, I had this thing. All that goes out the window. It's all fair play, after all, in PUBG Mobile. And, well, we are going to start off with the crowd favorite, Erangel. And in case you didn't know, today we are going to be having Group A and Group D clash against one another. Sparks are definitely going to fly.
Definitely, two of the very nice groups. If we see, we have 4 teams in all which are under our spotlight, like we discussed during the pre-game before this session started. Obviously, we have Reckless, we have LegStump, big names playing in today. So I'm definitely expecting Sparks to fly, tables to turn, and teams going out and putting up their best show.
Now, we were talking about Reckless. I'm pretty sure they're going to give us a consistent performance again today. But let me just talk about LegStump for a second before we get into the game. They did win a chicken dinner yesterday, but I wasn't really impressed in the previous games because, we expect a lot from them. And I think this expectation at times can sometimes weigh the players down, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. They are one of the most experienced sides. If you look at the 32 teams that are fighting it out. They have IGL, their IGL is Bhishma, who comes in from UME, PMPL side. So, definitely the expectations are high, and I guess they are habituated to such high expectations because talking about Bhishma, he has played at a very high level. But yes, if we talk about the other 3 players, they definitely need to step up, and it might, the thing that you mentioned, getting weighed down because of the expectations. I think it could be the case in these 3 players, in their case.
But I think that is what separates or distinguishes champions from others. Yeah, sure, you have that pressure, but then you have to have that mental acuity, and you got to just push forward. And pushing forward with the game, we are finally up in the air, and the playing path is going to go down from the shooting range all the way towards Sosnovka military base. And the drop points are going to be relatively easy in the beginning. I want to see some teams clash right at the beginning, like we saw in Vikendi yesterday, which was a complete surprise for us.
Yeah, I think that it was a very different kind of a zone that we had, a very different kind of fight. But right now, like you said, XP, shooting range to military, splitting the map into half. We have both sides of the map that are easily accessible. So by the looks of it, teams should not have too much of a problem trying to go for their drop spots. But right now, I see Reckless going to Zaki. Reckless is adopting a really passive and a defensive approach. If you look at their drop spot, if you look at the way they move inside the circle, the way they approach fights, it's working for them. So I don't think there's any harm in trying the best way possible for them.
It is actually working for them, and I've got to ask you a question. Now, you, of course, are one of the leading members of 8-Bit. Of course, you're the co-leader, but you've also played with them, and I see Puchinki is directly in the flight path. Would you drop there in this game?
I think, we would definitely resort to Puchinki. I love Puchinki, but look at this zone.
What?
And this zone has approximately 60% water area. And this is where things might just change. I mean, like, if you just see, there is a huge possibility we might get to see a very, very weird circle out there.
We're definitely going to see a weird circle. I want to see a water circle, but we are going to see some action on the bridge. Finally, it's been way too long. We haven't seen a good bridge block and, teams driving in and getting obliterated. That is something we want to see, but as the teams are touching ground, we shall have some action for you shortly. And have a look at Haters Esports. They've already got a few shots off. I think Slinger is on the verge of getting knocked out, but he does have a first aid kit. Now, that is surprising because they just dropped down. I think that's the first thing that he did get his hands on, but K2S God over here from Haters Esports, he is out for blood. They know that he's separated. Have a look at the minimap. The remaining members of Team F4 are elsewhere, and Slinger is all by his lonesome, but he's still rattling off shots. Is he going to make it out alive?
Yes, let's see, if he can handle this 1v3 situation by the looks of it. No, he cannot, and actually K2S God, he actually took him down with the user. I don't really know where the shots came in from, because if you see, I could not see any player having a clean angle on him.
See, that was the shots came from K2S God, if I'm not mistaken, and he was the guy who actually shot him up earlier. Now the thing is, F4's member over there, Slinger, was kind of focusing on the two gentlemen who pushed in with the car, and well, you've got to, that particular building has many open windows up top, so you've got to be careful. You've got to keep an eye out that, somebody is definitely going to have an angle on you, and well, he paid the price, and with that, our first casualty of the game comes from F4, and Slinger is the first man down.
Right, and if you look at the other teams, right now we just see, like I'm just seeing 5 teams inside the circle. Yes, Slinger's team definitely got a first disadvantage with having the first casualty in game 1 of day 3. But right now, looking at the number of the teams that are playing, MYM, FALLENangelz, Optimum, LS, and Reckless, insane. I think this is the most insane grouping that we are seeing, Group A versus D. Definitely we are moving towards a very exciting day ahead. We have FINTOX, Explosive, Explicit View, Royal and Hunt was near the Novorepnoy bridge, I guess, and they might want to just move in towards military base and take the best spot possible in the circle.
One thing that kind of sticks out is nobody went to Yasnaya. Now, that is something that is not very common, because at least 1 or 2 teams always head over to that city. It is a big city, and, well, loot is plenty, but I guess they're going to be content with other places. Now, we have on our screen, of course, we just had a look at Rex Reaper X, but we are going to come back to FINTOX Explicit, who seems to be under fire. Now, this battle, of course, is taking place at Novorepnoy, and, well, we are going to see a clash early on between MCYS, I beg your pardon, MCYS. I always get confused with FINTOX and MCYS, because it's like a mouthful, X and S. But anyway, we are going to see Ignite over here trying to get an angle on Explicit. Meanwhile, if you have a look at Dark, his rotation is brilliant. He's going to go to that warehouse, and he can probably lay down some lead from there.
Yeah, looking at the way Dark, look at the position that Dark has right now, he might just be able to take a knock off, but then the other 2 players need to be careful. It's Explicit and Ryu, I guess, trying to take a road uphill. I think MCYS players, they need to ensure that they are in cover, because from all I see, the players from FINTOX, they are trying to rotate. Looks like they left. I guess
they've gone?
left. Yeah, they are gone. They are gone. They just decided to back off. We have Royal Hunt and all the players backing off and trying to make their way inside the zone. Insane approaches the military bridge. And I think they were pretty quick to get that military bridge. They might be able to rake in a lot of kills, given the fact that they are the first people to enter the bridge site.
I'm sure all the people watching want to see a good little battle on the bridge, but it was kind of funny to see FINTOX Hunt is like the best getaway driver that you could ask for, because Explicit was in trouble between a squad. He comes in with his buggy, and within seconds, I mean, we didn't even know that they already left. So, I think communications for FINTOX are on point, which is something which you'd agree with is very important. Yes, you've got to have skills. Yes, you've got to have, a little bit of a game sense, but you've got to be able to communicate with your team, let them know, if the enemy is nearby, or just general information in the game. That is definitely a key component of this game.
I mean, like, definitely, I think it's the most important key component, that's communication and synergy. I believe the best lineups are the best because of synergy, because right now, looking at the way the scene has evolved in India, I don't think any player lacks gun skill. It's more about how the team is being formed, how the team trains, how the team sits, eats, sleeps together. It's like, you need to play, eat, sleep, and together. That's how your team grows. You need to have that synergy. But right now, we have XRPX Kirito trying to take some shots on WWW Prince. But I think Team Website would just decide to back off and maybe make their way inside the zone.
Well, I did have a look at the zone a little earlier. They are heading for that bridge right next to Novorepnoy, but I did see a couple of teams already over there. So we are definitely going to see some bridge action soon enough. But Hex Reaper X, now they haven't had the best of days, but again, it's just been one day. So we are going to see a lot from them. Now, this team on our screens, Team ESN. Now, again, I've said this before, they might be at the bottom, but I do believe they can put up a good show. But K2S King from Haters Esports, I think he spotted them, and he might just want to pick a fight. He's got to be careful because his teammates are a little far behind, and you don't want to give your position away this early on, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think you do not really want to show your enemy where you are, because the circle is like, it's just the first circle. If you get a compound which you feel is at the center of the circle, you would not really want your enemies to know about it. But okay, for a second I felt
even I
yeah,
thought
I felt that like the opponent just slammed in, but then I realized, okay, it's behind the ridge. So there's something that happens whenever we have a drone view. It has happened with me a lot of times, like, you know, becomes so difficult. And nevertheless, we have a lot of teams trying to move inside the circle. I'm a little bit worried about the way Fallen and F are approaching the circle. They haven't started their movement towards the center of the circle. If you see, I believe that this circle is gonna be more towards the southern part. The zone is gonna move towards the second island, and that's where the teams might be in trouble if they don't make those movements fast. I strongly believe every team should try to cross the bridge.
I'm pretty sure the teams are going to be, contemplating the fact that the circle is going to shift to the military island. However, if we have a northern shift, it's going to be a big wrench in their plans. But I want to focus in on the bridge right now. Have a look at how the teams are congregating right in the center. The eastern aspect of the zone has a few teams, but I don't think they're going to clash anytime soon. I think ESN are in a position. They're crossing the bridge right now. Where is Insane? I thought Team Insane was going to be blocking the bridge, but I guess they're going to play it just a little safe, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, but let's see where this circle takes us, because I think this circle, a lot of teams might be looking towards it. What if we have a split between Primorsk and towards the western side of military? I mean, like, no, it's the same old circle. I was expecting something exciting, given the way the circles are moving, but still, this might put a lot of teams in dilemma, a lot of confusion, because even we don't know where the circle's gonna end. But generally, XP, I don't know if you agree with me or not, we have seen a lot of circles, and a lot of this kind of circles ending towards the petrol pump on the military bridge, like, towards the hilltop, and maybe some part of the water where players eventually get stuck below the bridge.
Oh yeah, we've seen that, you can't really traverse across those steep rocky cliffs, and if you find yourself in a position, I guess you just have to hope that you have enough first aid kits to battle the blue zone, because you won't have a lot of options. But let's see what happens. I'm kind of disappointed right now that I haven't seen any action on the bridge. Only one person has gone down, and that was F4 Slinger right at the beginning of the game. But I guess all the teams are now going to start getting nestled in. They're going to start holding compounds, and that is when we're going to see sparks fly. ESN, they kind of went away from the bridge, away from the compound, I beg your pardon, but they've come back. And what's happening over here? WWW seem to be under fire. We did see some red bars as far as their HP is concerned, but I have no idea where the shots are coming from.
Yes, and if we talk about ESN right now, they are at a pretty good spot, and they have the chance to convert it into a good position game. But then, yes, the spot there, a lot of teams might want to take, and they could be the team being more which gets most pushed at. But right now, yes, Reckless Matt has an AWN. Interesting.
Where did that come from? And that is a beautiful skin as well. That AWM, of course, is the ender of teams, as I like to call it. But Insane runner deep over here. He's got an idea that the enemy is nearby. Of course, he doesn't know that it's website. He is going to find out soon enough. I think a grenade or a smoke grenade was lobbed just to keep him at bay. But we are finally going to see a battle between Team Insane and WWW. Meanwhile, elsewhere, MYM Sensei gets a knock off his own. And I think we are going to be switching over to that fight shortly.
Yes, definitely. I think Insane does not really know its team website, or looking at the performance of from website I think yesterday, I think Team Insane might be quite confident in taking this fight on. Website needs to prove themselves from game one itself. And yes, we have multiple fights going on where we have obviously Sensei going against one of the best got confirmed by Toby.
They are confirming kills, and right now over here, Manav is going to go for the hunt as far as KSR, I beg your pardon, from GP50 is concerned. Sensei lobs another grenade. Ooh, that did get the enemy. It almost got his teammate as well. That could have been a big blow, but MYM have 2 kills. And elsewhere, Team Insane, they have started picking a fight against Website. I think Ninja's gone down, as we can have a look in our kill feed. Meanwhile, Mamu is like, you know what? This is the lost battle, and placement points are going to matter. He's going to back out, leaving his teammate behind. Of course, they didn't really have any choice, but UP50 down to a sole survivor.
Yes, and let's wait, watch, and see how does MYM perform and how does MYM fare today. Because day one, I think that last game really saved them. Apart from the big name that they're representing, I did not see a satisfactory performance. But right now, Shala is going on insane, and he takes down Insane Puwali and Team Website, trying to assert dominance. 2 kills into their pockets, and then we also have Insane Spraygon, who has gone down. And right now, 2 of Insane players trying to put up a revive. But then Shala coming up with a good nade, and that nade might knock a couple of more Insane players out pretty close to IT Prince.
That was pretty close, and he is going to patch himself up. But Shaila is looking for a fight. Ooh, this could be troublesome. This could be troublesome for Ranadeep. I think Shaila has an idea what's happening over here. He might jump, and is it going to be shots fired in the smoke? Definitely hurt them. Ranadeep goes prone. That's a good decision on his part. I love the fact that Prince is trying to double foot behind as well. Shaila goes under the car. The car blows up, and there you have it. Spray God goes down. IT Prince was knocked out as well. Now, Shaila on low HP. Ranadeep is prone. They can see your feet. They can see your feet. P2OP is going to fight Ranadeep right now. And that's it. We have our first knockout of this game. Team Insane are bowing out in the 16th position.
Yes, and that's us. I think that was a very... I think that was an upset for Team Insane because they had an upper hand. From all I saw, there were 2 players. I mean, like a 2v3 against Team Website would not have been too difficult. The way Team Insane, Prince and I think the other guy, Rana, they tried to hold the ground. But eventually, I think obviously close to Website for the way they pulled this up. But right now, a lot of is fighting it outside the circle. We have Mafia getting knocked out by MCYS Ignite. MCYS needs to move inside the circle as soon as possible.
Did you notice something? Mafia from Nalayak actually got knocked out by the zone, but then, of course, he capitalized. I mean, there was no chance of survival anyway. Ignite was going to get him either way.
I think some shots connected earlier, but then the damage that came from the zone, I think, eventually knocked him out because he was healed up.
The play zone is like, hey, I want to play too. And have a look at the the right side of your map. Did you just see what I saw? I saw a name from NY going out into the water. Now, that is very, very strange. I wonder what's happening over there. But MCYS are driving past the boys from Nalayak now. Dark God, Ninja, and Dominator. Can they do something over here? Meanwhile, FINTOX's hunt is hunting down LS, and Syringe has gone down. A lot of fights are breaking out. Artemis over here. Can he spot Hunt? Hunt is in a good position. He did get Dungy OP, I do believe. But here we go. Artemis and his teammate Bhishma for the win. Is he going to unleash that inner warrior? Hunt spots them. Hunt shoots. Who is going to get knocked out? He jumps. He connects a few rounds, but it is not going to be enough as Artemis is on point. And with that, FINTOX are out of this game in the 15th position.
No, I mean, like, this should have gone in way of LS, and rightfully it did, because the way they approached this fight, although they did have a loss early on for LS Syringe, if I'm not wrong. So, I think Team LS really needed, had to get this squad wipe for the, I think, better motivation that they might get, because they have been, like, playing really bad compared to the name that they represent, the experience that they have. Oh! That was a cracker of a headshot pulled off by Sniper to take off Muiz OP. Such clean shot. XP, I think I'll leave it to you. You can dissect that shot better.
I mean, you want to leave it to me? I am speechless. Snaipu is on fire. And, from day one, she has been instrumental in helping Reckless achieve the position that they're at. In fact, all the boys and the girls are playing wonderfully in this tournament. And, we were just talking earlier about Website and Team Insane Thug. You can't really underestimate anyone. Because like you said just moments before, now in the Indian gaming community, everyone can shoot, right? It's all about communication and synergy. You got to get along with your team. And, well, I guess if that doesn't happen, you pay the price. But have a look at the right side of your screens right now. NY is coming in hot, out from the blue, straight in a collision course with DXO.
Right, and taking for the discussion that you mentioned, like, absolutely right. I think 4 good players don't really make a good team. It's about 4 good friends making a good team, because everyone knows how to shoot. You're spending hours playing the game. The game has been so popular around the India, and I think the subcontinent region that everyone knows how to play. It's just about which team has the correct synergy. But right now we have Reckless Bedbird trying to take some shots over Echi, the Haters Esports team. And I don't think they connected any of the shots, but still Echi would continue their rotation, trying to take the center circle. And right now we have Reckless in center circle as well, going for a 2-2 split. I really love this strategy. DXO Shero takes on and by Dominator, and Shero just wipes him out.
You know, although Reckless are taking shots at Team ESN, they've got to be careful because right behind them we have Optimum Esports, and that Shaq is in the best of covers. One good grenade can actually obliterate the entire team, but I like the way Reckless are kind of split up in twos right now. They're trying to cover as much ground, and Matt is just going to be rattling off those bullets, trying to get a few shots on Heart, a couple connect, but that is not going to be enough for a knock. Now, as the circle is shrinking in, this is of course the fourth zone that we are witnessing right now. The fifth circle is going to bring them closer to one another. Ooh, did he get that kill? He got that knock. It was his teammate Aditya with the DP28 getting F4's Heart. Now, are they going to come out for this? The revive is pretty easy, right? He's going to crawl back a bit, but there we have it. Now we have some action. Aditya goes out. We have a team coming in. One knock already. Where did that knock come from? That was a beautiful knock, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy knock, and here I see Reckless in a lot of trouble. Yes, two of their players go down, Sniper and Med. Again, the duo that has been carrying all the weight for Team Reckless survive, but right now we're down to 12 teams, 40 players alive in the fourth circle, and Reckless is getting wrecked by Team LS. Tangi OP does not seem to be stopping, and they have taken a head-on fight with ESN. I mean, like, Dangi is handling two fights at one go. I thought that was an LS guy. Then I realized that, okay, there's ESN on his right, there's Reckless on his left, and he's taking shots everywhere.
It is pure pandemonium, and he's in a very good position right now, high atop this rock over here, right next to the water. And well, he did get a couple of kills from that little skirmish earlier. Matt is still going off. He gets Zern, and I think Hex, Reaper, X are in a world of trouble. Meanwhile, on our screens right now, ESN, now they've got to pick up their pace right now. They've got to put out a good performance. They've already lost Zoe just moments ago. They have a good compound, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be swarmed by the enemy soon enough. Ooh, Bang OP, he has a good angle on Optimum Esports. I wonder why he didn't take those shots. I do believe, oh, look at the distance though. That is a lot of distance, but Hex, RPX, as I said earlier, they have been eliminated. I think that's it. I think that's it. They were caught between F4 and Optimum, and I guess they paid the ultimate price.
Definitely paying the ultimate price, but I think the teams need to make a little bit more sacrifice, because the circle, which I just saw, has no team inside it right now. A lot of teams might have to rotate, and it's an open circle, absolutely open. You know, I think the teams that actually start prioritizing kills right now instead of the circle might end up at a better spot.
Did you see that?
And I think what exactly happened there?
Casti was on a bike. He was going to jump into the water. That was his plan. But in the last second, the very last moment, he gets knocked out with that ratatatata from the AK. And, well, that is a big blow to them. But look at the way they are speeding by. They want that central position in the zone right now, right next to those cliffs. Now, we all know that position, right? They can actually get some cover over there. But we'll come to that in a second as Dangi OP, the man of the moment right now, he is trying to rattle off a few rounds in Haters Esports direction. And K2S Fruit has spotted him out. Ooh, that vehicle explosion is gonna knock him out. That is a massive blow for Team LegStump.
Yes, you know, looking at the way K2S is playing, I think they're doing a great job. And meanwhile, we have Fallen Bloodfire taking on Optimum Esports and knocking them off completely. We have Itachi trying to connect some shots on ESN, and ESN seems to be going down. We have Vamp sitting around the car, and some shots coming from Itachi with M16 trap shots. But those do not look like they're gonna get connected. But right now, Reckless Esports gets eliminated. ESN Bang OP takes Alice Bhishma. And meanwhile, we also have a fight going on between MYM and F4 in front of our eyes.
We have a King of the Hill situation going on right in front of us. Yathin with that grenade. Can he connect? He has lobbed it to perfection. Immortal might actually be in the cat zone. He does. He gets knocked out. A second grenade is being ready to be cooked. Tiger is like, I want a part of this too. He lobs his grenade. This is absolute pandemonium. Only one team is going to come out of this alive. But the question is, who is it going to be? There are a couple of battles going on right now. And with that, Team LegStump are going to be eliminated in the 9th position with 4 kills. So a lot of the big names are falling down, and if I have a look at who all is alive, Team Mayhem are still alive with a 4-man squad. Now they've got to get their act together and get something out of this game, but it looks like Cloak might be in a bit of trouble.
Yes, Cloak looks like they could be in a lot of trouble right now, but still MYM still looks very strong with all the 4 people alive. 4 kill points they already have in their pockets, but right now they need to move uphill, and we know whenever a team wants to move uphill and they have a threat in front of them, the hurdle is it's very difficult than it looks. Right now we have Yatin and Tiger trying to survive for team F4. 8 teams, 4 players. None of the teams inside the circle yet again. Apart from team number 1, I'm not too sure which team that is. But MYM is getting spotted. Fallen. We should take down 2. What a crazy space. Remember, actually the other day we once again saw V2 trying to step up for his team. He looks like one of the best assaulters for in this slot.
Yes, sir, you're absolutely right. And we were just talking about Team MYM. That's their 4-man squad. They have been reduced to 1, and Cloak is going to be hidden in the smoke, cloaked by all the fumes around him. Meanwhile, another team has exited this game down to the last 7 teams, 20 players alive. And have a look at Vichu as he comes on a flank. I think he's been spotted out, but he goes down. Unfortunately, that was a bit too late, as Cloak did spot him out. Gets the knock, confirms the kill, gets that 1 point for his team. Now, he is a one-man, but we all know what he is capable of, and if he kind of just lets the other teams fight it out, he might just show us some brilliance towards the end. But the thing is, he has no first aid kits. He doesn't really have a lot of options right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, the strategy that MYM adopted from, like, they were at the strongest point just before, I just threw the mic to you, but then within seconds, MYM went on from 4-man to 1-man with only 1 additional kill. I think this is where MYM needs to work on. This is something that MYM is lacking right now. K2S Itachi takes on foil, Bloodfire. There's a good fight going on, and K2S seems to be getting third-party. But yes, talking about MYM, this is not a kind of performance, the strategy that you would want to see from a top runner. He just concluded their PMIS run, and I guess they ended top 3. And here they are, MYM struggling to make it to the top of the table leaderboard.
There's a lot of chaos right now as Haters Esports are in the smoke. A couple of their players were knocked out. One has finally scummed. Oh, no, he hasn't. He has been picked up. Itachi has been picked up as well. So against all odds, this team has survived, but they don't have a lot of time as they are going to be hounded by the enemy from all sides. Yatin over here gets a knock and a finish. In turn, he gets wiped out as well. He does get eliminated in the 7th position, but he does take that 1 crucial kill point with him. Now, Haters Esports, they've been reduced to a 3-man squad, and with that website who had the best game so far, 8 kills are out in the 6th position. And if I quickly have a look at the zone, I think TXO are in probably the best position right now.
Yeah, TXO, the team, I think I'm talking about this team for the very first time in this entire game. They have been so silent, they have played so smartly, they decided to prioritize the zone. And yes, here they are, 4 men alive, have a huge advantage looking at the way they are placed inside the zone. They are split. And meanwhile, Cloak tries to take on Clutch it down. Will he be able to eliminate another team? Yes, he gets a high 5 coming in. Okay, that's not a high 5, it's a 1-man show coming in from Cloak, trying to wipe out an entire team, and does that so successfully and puts up a stellar show out there. Right now, down to 3 teams. It's a 4v3. We have 4 teams. It's a 4v3v1 situation. 4v3v2v1 situation, actually. So I guess TXO is taking the cup home.
Shall I tell you some sad news? Sidhu just fell down. I just saw him slip down. I don't think he's going to be able to get back up. He has to go out in the blue. So they are essentially a 3-man squad right now. But what a performance by Cloak. He is low on HP. He survived that blue zone somehow. Wait a second. Sidhu's out? Sidhu is out. Team ESN's Pirate JX saw him fall down and he went in for the kill. I mean, he is stuck right now too. So is Ghasty on the bottom of your screens, as you can have a look. I guess, again, we just talked about this earlier, Thug, that, if teams kind of get stuck on the bottom over here, they're not going to have a lot of options. And the best things for them right now is to give all the first aids to one gentleman and hopefully hope against all odds that, they can win in a heal battle. But as you have a look at the zone, it is still firmly in TXO's favor with Haters Esports.
Yes, and talking about the way these teams have been forming, TXO, Divine, Helper, and Shadow, they have a good opportunity to make it to the top 5 or top 6. However, they do lack on kills. It's just a 4 6 people out in the open, and they can end up with a 30-point streak. Right now, yes, I believe that there is a problem, but then that's not a, I think we do have some technical defaults when we are at remote production. It's a part of it, but right now, I think XP, we could just wait for things to get settled now. But talking about this game overall, we have 4 teams, 9 players, and looks like Cloak might just go down. Oh, he just survived.
Oh, what? He fell down and died by his own accord. He's like, nobody is going to kill me. If I go out on my own free will. He gets knocked out. Wonderful performance by him. Meanwhile, we have 3 teams alive right now. Helper rattling off shots in K2S God's direction, literally putting his name to the test. And have a look at Pirate JX. Now, again, he's the last man standing for Team ESN. Oh, I do believe Ghasti is there as well, but again, they don't have a lot of options right now. They really can't do anything. So it's going to come down to Haters Esports versus TXO, and it's all about the zone, which is going to change in a couple of seconds. Where do you think it's going to go? All right, let's take a guess. I think it's going to go towards TXO.
Yeah, I think it's going to go towards TXO because TXO looks more split and more... No, but it went exactly... No! That's the caster curse we were talking about. I think we just robbed TXO of their chicken dinner. The first ever chicken dinner that they could have taken in PMCO. But no, these boys are coming out with the nade. And the second nade could be a great one. Yes, XP.
Did you just see that? Pirate JX just shot a flare.
Yeah, I mean like...
Right now... He just shot a flare. A BRDM is probably going to come down. That is going to be exciting. But have a look at Divine, Helper, and Shadow. They are moving in for the kill. Fruit and Itachi, the last 2 remaining members from Haters Esports. They are kind of shrouded in smoke right now, but Divine has spotted out one member. Ooh, he almost knocked him out. But Fruits is going to be the one who is knocking him out. But that's it. That is the end of Haters Esports, getting eliminated in 3rd position with 4 kills. Now I think... it's fair to say it's all going to come down to a heal battle for Pirate JX, but he doesn't have any medkits.
Yeah, I think, and you know, obviously a 1v3 heal battle situation is always, you know, it barely goes into your favor unless you're playing Mortal. But then, yes, there is. You know, whenever I talk about heal battles, I always say like no one does it better than Mortal, and you know, that's it. I think, but a great game, TXO. They were silent. We did not talk much about them, but towards then, I think they put up the best show. The entire scene was about TXO, and you know, the way they played it, I think I just loved it. They prioritized the zone. They knew that it could still go into anyone's favor. The PMCO journey is still a long way to go, so they did not have to bring up any kind of heroics. They played it normal. They prioritized the zone, and eventually paid up for them.
See, the caster's curse goes both ways. Sometimes it helps, and sometimes, well, we're not going to mention that. But yeah, we did say that, you know, TXO were pretty silent up until now. But, you know, the way they raced out of the zone, they went into the zone and got that little cliff position. I think that is what eventually helped them out because, of course, a lot of teams were, in fact, going for that particular spot, but they got caught out while rotating. But, you know, a few points to look out for. What a performance by Cloak. You know, he was the last man standing, almost making it to the zone, but I think he just stepped out of his vehicle just a little bit too soon.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously there was a lot of, I think he was under heavy fire, because of which he had to step out. He took a lot of damage from the circle. But yes, talking about the MVP, it's okay. Interestingly, we have website Skyla with 4 kills, 733 damage, 22 and 4.1 survival time, and almost 7.33 distance covering kilometers. Decent performance. Yes, you know, website from the team which wiped out Insane. So yes, they did a great job, and I think deservingly, website must have gotten, because from all I saw, this game was about less number of kills, more about surviving. Even the top 3 or 2 teams did not have much kills. I think when TXO went ahead with the chicken dinner, I think they got a maximum of 7 to 8 kills.
I do believe you are correct. And I think the thing is, you know, now day 1 and 2 have gone by. So each and every team has played 4 to 3 games. A couple of teams missed out, which is not very good. But they have played 4 games. So, you know, now they know, all right, the competition is real. We've got to take it easy. And on our screens right now, top from this game, Shyla, of course, leading the charge, followed by Pirate JX, who shot a flare right at the end, which is just hilarious. 665 points of damage, 4 kills to his name. TXO Helper coming in with 4 kills of his own, and M Cloak, the man we were just talking about, 3 kills. However, he has 629 points of damage, and who can forget Artemis and his little squad wipe on that hill, 3 kills to his name. Now, you know, talking about the big names, Thug, they did kind of show up. Now, I think what's happening right now is they're just testing each other out, because they know, all right, these are the teams we have to look out for. Let's take it a little slow. Let's not just go in guns blazing and, you know, get ourselves killed. But I guess we're going to see some more kills in subsequent games, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think we might see these teams stepping up their game, because they are experienced. They know this stuff. They have been doing it since a very long time. They know how to, you know, get out of the situations when you're struggling at the bottom of the table. But I believe with each passing game, they are losing time. So I guess since we are almost midway, the number of games that this team would play in round 1, So it's time this team starts stepping up. Talking about LS, insane. This teams really have a long way to go, and they need to buckle up really soon.
Well, we have the standings after the first game. TXO with 8 kills to the name, reigns supreme with 28 points, followed by Team ESN, who were bottom. And like I said, one good game can turn your fortunes around. They are going to walk away with 20 points. Team Mayhem coming in third with 15. Website, another wonderful, wonderful show by them. 8 kills and 14 points. Now, they are going kill heavy. I like that. I like the fact that, they're like, all right, we're bottom of the table, but doesn't matter. Just go out, get those kills, and we'll get it working. Something that kind of stands out for me on this half, however, is Team Insane in 15th and Reckless Esports not starting off with a bang today.
Yeah, I think Reckless did have a bad game in this one. I think it's more because of the split that they had, and also they were caught at a quite off-guard position by LS Dangi. If you recall, we saw Dangi on that cliff trying to pick off, fighting with both ESN and I think Reckless, where he shot 2 of Reckless players down. I think it was Bad Boy and the other guy. Snipu and Matt did try to survive, but then it cannot always be a duo trying to carry the team forward. It needs to be a team performance. It needs to be a complete performance. Like, you cannot expect someone like what Cloak did in this game to you cannot ask him to do it every game. So Snipu and Matt, they did a great job last night when they had when I think the entire team got kicked off at the 12th spot. They took their team to the 2nd spot with 8 kills shared among both of them. So you cannot expect them to do it every time. The team needs to be consistent overall.
Well, the team definitely needs to be consistent, and that is where greatness comes from. I'm sure we're going to see that a lot more in the games to come. But Thug, any parting words from game 1? What kind of stood out for you?
I think what stood out for me was definitely Cloak's performance and the way TXO stayed silent. I mean, until I saw them surviving until the very end, I don't even discuss about that team. I don't recall me speaking about TXO. So that's the kind of thing. They were off notice. They were off the notice of any other team, and eventually that kind of team ended up taking the chicken dinner. So everything is fair in war. If that's the way you want to approach, you want to remain silent, but you're ending up getting this 28 points. If you break up those points, hit the tabletop, I think that's absolutely fine. You can continue doing so. Also, I think ESN did a good job. There was a point of time where they were sandwiched. They did try their best to survive, but eventually they were towards the water side, the shore side. So it was a little bit too difficult for them to eventually survive. Although I did see Pirate trying to put up that nade. He wanted to fight it out until the very end. However, I'm not really sure the flare that he used, if he might be penalized for that.
I think it's just like, I have why not just go and shoot that flare? I would have definitely done that. But, all's fair in love and war, as we like to say. And I can't wait to see what these teams bring us next. TXO have definitely made a statement. They are here to play.
Yeah, definitely. TXO have made a statement, and this is game 5 for them. So I believe that they have a long way to go, a long journey. Still, there's just one game of day 3. We still have action awaiting 3 different maps. Sanhok, Miramar, and Vikendi follow. So definitely the audience needs to stay glued because we still need to see which team makes to the top, because XSpark is not playing today. I want to see if a team can maintain that same average of 20 that XSpark was able to manage on day 1.
Well, yeah, XSpark, they completely blew everyone out of the water because, they've set the standard really high, and that is what you want to, try and basically jump over. That's the biggest hurdle for them right now. But I can't wait for game 2. Sanhok is going to be absolutely chaotic. It's going to be crazy. I want to see some snakes. You got to have some good sound sense because you've got to be, listening for that hissing, that hiss. That's the only way you can find them, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that hiss is what we are waiting to see. But then for that, I think we might have to move towards a quick short break, and we'll be back after a short break and move into Sanhok straight up.
Well, that break was short and sweet, just the way we like it. Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split India 2020. And Tag, I think there's no need to, pander around. I think the next game is going to be ready. It's going to be Sanhok. It's going to be crazy. I want to see some action. Of course, my name is Anga Singh Chahal. The experiment with me is a guy, I'm sure you've seen him around, Animesh 8 Tag Agrawal. Are we ready for some more action, my friend?
I think yes, we are. Although we can just quickly have a look at the schedule that we have today in front of us. We have Sanhok, then we're gonna hop onto Miramar, and then finally we end the day with Vikendi. The first game went in favor of XO, and yes, we are now back with Sanhok, and I think the game's gonna start really soon. XP, do you think any team will miss this game? Because I think this is one of the burning questions that I need to ask. Every day I've seen one team miss the second game.
I think this time around they've been listening to us. They're like, you know what, Thug and XP, they're actually, they're looking out at us, and we shouldn't be disappointing, not just them, but the Indian gaming community on a whole. I think the boys are going to show up. I think we're going to have a full 16 teams in this game.
Hopefully expecting the same. Just want to see all the 64 players playing, because on day one, if our audience does not know yet, we had 14 teams playing Sanhok. On day two, we had 15. So it's like the games are moving really fast. They miss the games. They forget to enter the lobby. And right now, we have the flight path going in from Sami to Camp Bravo. Flight path a little bit biased towards the southeastern side. So teams who might want to go to Hatin or Khao or maybe Camp Alpha might have to take a detour to their spot.
And it looks like all 16 teams are finally playing this 1,000. This is the first full Sanhok that we're going to witness, which is actually good. A round of applause to all the teams that are participating. Be punctual, be on time. That is what it's all about. And, well, the game is underway. I see FALLENangelz are heading towards boot camp. I wish another team goes and contests that spot against them. I want to see some blood right at the beginning. But, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some action elsewhere. But have a look at how the teams are spreading out. And talking about action early, we are going to see something right off the bat towards Camp Charlie, if I'm not wrong. And it's going to be Haters Esports going up against Team MYM. Now, Team Mayhem, Cloak was doing wonderful in the last game, but the whole team needs to kind of step up the game right now. They need to come out of this the victors if they want to stand a chance to, be higher up on the leaderboard.
Yes, absolutely. And talking about this early on fight, this is going to be a really interesting one. Things are heating up on Sanhok right from the very beginning. Here we have Haters Esports trying to go in. Talking about Team MYM stepping up, I believe they are a good side. They have some really experienced players. They have Cloak, they have Immortal. Yes, they have a couple of players who came in from Tenet's lineup. They have Sensei and Manav joining in. But then, even this player, Sensei and Manav, I've seen them on the domestic circuit. They have been performing really well. Right now, the team needs to come together, gel in groove, and they need to get in the feel of a PMCO tournament that they are fighting at. On my screen, I have TXO, the team that took chicken in on game 1, and they are at a hot drop situation that's insane. The team that got wiped out at 14th spot in the last game, and right now, they have locked horns with TXO.
Paradise Resort. Now, that's the place that you want to go, to escape the world, to escape all the horrors, just to have a good time, sip your pina colada, have a little good time in the pool. But I think it looks like that pool is going to be full of blood right now, as we're going to have a clash between Team Insane and, of course, as you mentioned, TXO, the winners of the last game. Now, Team Insane, now this has to be an important game for them. They can't afford to, have that same performance, because it's going to be a detrimental effect on their morale and confidence, of course. And have a look at their team now. Povali, Shockwave, again, these are well-known names. We expect a lot more from them. But meanwhile, we have a little bit of a standoff across the water in Painan. Team ESN versus FINTOX.
Yes, ESN versus FINTOX Esports. So 6 teams going on a head-on-head fight. We have three duos across the different parts of map. Right now, Zoe has a really good spot. He has an M16 on his hands, and he might be able to get a knock or two. ESN Zoe is pretty cautious about his surroundings. He's making sure that he takes a peek towards the east and west of his viewpoint. Right now, we see, okay, this is Ghasti. I think this is Ghasti with an X in between. But Explicit knocks himself out.
What?
And this might just change the tables, because ESN is trying to move in. Why would Explicit do that?
Oh my goodness, I think it was a bit of a mistiming over here. Must have hit the ledge or something, or maybe his game mode wasn't on. It could be anything. You know, sometimes the battery mode pops up, but whatever. ESN is definitely going to be taking a little bit of advantage over here. However, Hunt is the man of the action as he's going to make sure that his teammate gets revived. He blocks them off. With that, Pirate JX is going to go down, and Team ESN's push has been halted.
Right, and here we have ESN Pirate JX going down. I mean, like, they had a great opportunity, but then I'm just wondering, why did the entire ESN team not push straight up? If you're going against a 4-man side, you actually need to have your 4-man moving in, and here ESN trying to fight it out. But obviously, you know, the other 2 players, they just left the remaining 2 players into the into the 4-man squad. I think that was a very bad strategy, because neither were they able to provide a cover fire, nor were they able to, you know, do any addition. Like, they had no impact in this fight, and now they are backing off. I think that was a little bit of an amateur move coming in from Wang OP, but it's fine. They are new. They learned.
You know, I totally get where you're coming from, but you know, this game, you have a lot of those coulda, woulda, shouldas, you know, if and but. Now the thing is, what I believe is those 2 members, as they were trying to flank from the right, the others 2, Wang OP and his teammate, they were stationed over there just to make sure that nobody comes out on this side, right? They want to get as many angles as they can, but Hunt threw a wrench in their plans, and well, this is a battle royale after all. Anything can happen. You can get shot at from any direction. You've got to be careful, but yeah, I guess they're going to build up on this experience and probably not make the same mistake next time around.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are 2 aspects to this fight. First of all, they were late when they pushed. They should have pushed instantly when they realized Explicit got picked up. But right now, we have a situation between Reckless and MYM, and Immortal is down, and might just get confirmed by Aditya, and that is GG for MYM Immortal. Immortal definitely needs to step up his game. He has been one of the front runners for MYM in PMIS, and right now we aren't getting to see the same Immortal. It is like, you know, I mean, like, he's getting picked up too early given the kind of Immortal that I have known. Right now, all 16 teams alive. Everyone is kicking in. Everyone's trying to make their way inside the zone. I think for a second time, we are going to have a similar zone that we got to see, I think, on day 2, where LS went ahead and took the zone, where that compound where we are seeing MCYS right now.
Absolutely, and you know, just going back to the fight, it looks like Reckless Aditya put Immortal's name to the test. He's like, Immortal? Really? Let me see. And well, I guess he was a mere mortal this time around. However, 3-man squad, they can still do a lot of damage. Let's see what they're doing. Cloak over here trying to be sneaky, as he definitely hears the enemy. Ooh, this is a bit tricky. Manav and Cloak have the same angle. You guys need to spread out a bit, because Yatin has heard something. A grenade has come in. Wait a second. Wang from behind is going to be laying down the lead. He gets a couple of knocks, but Yatin is in a position to come in and steal kills. He does get the first kill, and Zoe is going to make sure that his team's efforts have not gone to waste. However, now Sensei is last man standing, and again, Thug, within a split second, within a blink of an eye, MYM down to a 1-man squad.
Right, and MYM once again going down, getting instantly wiped off, instantly picked off, and then again, it all comes down to 1 person. This time it's going to be Sensei, which rolls with Cloak from last game. F4 is doing a good job. They have 1 kill already, and ESN is right in front of them, and we might see Yatin being able to pick off Wang Gopi. Wang Gopi is pretty much stuck. If F4 tries to make an angle, I think they can pull off some good amount of kills. They can get some good amount of kills. They have MYM Sensei right outside their house, snaking his way to survival, and then we have 2 players from ESN, just a little bit of distance between F4 and ESN, but I think F4 might just be able to pick them off.
Well, we've seen worse odds than this, and you know, the victors have not been who we thought it was going to be, but Sensei is playing it smart. He is not moving a muscle. He is absolutely quiet. He doesn't want to give any hint away that he's over there, but have a look at this shadow over here. Oh my goodness, LegStump seems like they are in trouble. Syringe goes down. Bhishma, Dungi, and Artemis are now alerted to the opposition over here. Dungi can't move in for the kill. He whips out that grenade, cooks it, and he's going to lob it, but is it going to be a good one? That rock is kind of helping them out. Helper, oh, that is going to be a big grenade. Helper goes down. Shadow has to make sure he covers his flank. Dungi comes in. Shadow is going to go down a bit. He is going to come out from the right. He shoots. He connects. not enough, and LegStump are now on the offensive with Sidhu looking helplessly from behind, and Dundee OP can be in a good position to eliminate the winners from the last game. But Divine comes in from behind. I thought he was going to flank them. That was going to be successful, but no. DXO are now down to a one-man squad. Can Sidhu make it for his team?
Right, and I think that was a very optimistic push for LS to eventually paid out, but then right now, I think Sidhu did a mistake there. After it was too color, he could have gone in, but it did not. And eventually, LS held on to their nerves. They wipe out TXO, but kudos to TXO for pulling off an amazing fight. The way they were split, the way they made their angles, they actually put LS in a tough spot. But eventually, the calmness of an experienced player showed that inexperience matters. I think Dangi did a great job holding on, no revives, ensuring that he is at his best spot. He has the best TPP advantage when the opponent tries to push in. He tried to play with the opponent's mind. He made the opponent push, come out in the open, and he just wiped out the threat.
Amen. Of course, experience talking over there. The way he didn't overextend and he didn't go for that revive, he held his position. I thought maybe he was going to do something silly and, move away from the rock. But again, he kept his calm, he kept his composure, he kept that trigger discipline that we've actually been seeing a lot from these boys in the past couple of days. But now, ESN, they were picking a fight with Team F4, who've kind of backed off from that position a little bit. And I do believe Sensei from MYM is still snaking in that same position we left him. Now, FINTOX, they were coming downhill. I think they had an idea that that compound in front of them is occupied by the enemy. Now, of course, we're going to expect always that it's going to be a four-man squad. Little do they know, it's only two members from Team ESN. But now, this is where the tricky part comes in. The zone is going to move, and let's have a look at where it's going to force the teams to migrate. A grenade by Website does some damage, but LegStump are still holding on.
Right, and looking at the way Bhishma, Artemis, Dangi, they might be super confident here on, because they got a they got a second life in this game. They were almost wiped out, but then eventually the way Dangi played it off, I think our LS might just convert this game into a good one. Because like they say, if you get if you get a hurdle at the very first step and you are able to cross it, I think you have a smoother way. They have already crossed the part which was full of thorns right now, and right now we see Website, Biju, OP, Prince, Ninja, Shyla, the four players moving in. They're trying to push at Art LS, and LS has another threat standing right in front of them. Dangi, I think, has a good advantage sitting at the sniper tower, but then yes, if the players of Website are pretty careful about their angles, then they could just pick off LS completely.
Now, the thing is, LegStump are kind of separated, right? They are three-man squad, and all members are separate, so they've got to be on their A game. Now, of course, Artemis is relaying all the information, and have a look at Dangi OP in that little tower over there. He's going to try and provide cover from that angle. Meanwhile, Bhishma is rotating to the right flank from their point of view, which can be detrimental. However, we are going to forget that and come to this fight between FALLENangelz, who seem like they might want to pick a fight with Team F4 and MCYS in the background. Now, Community definitely has an idea where the enemy is. Just some random shots in the smoke, hoping against all odds that, a couple of them connect and those hit markers kind of give away the position of the team. Oh, and it's not going to be Fallen, but MCYS Zark from the other end who gets a knock on Tiger.
Yes, and this eases the case for Fallen as Vishu carry to Blood, Fire, Clutch, and now an advantage. And yes, but F4 gets wiped. One of the players F4 gets finished, and right now we have Fallen players trying to move in. Yatin is out there trying to heal himself up. Very professionalism shots, but he does it without caution and gets instantly punished by Slinger. Now Fallen did have an advantage that they let go of, and now they have another problem. They need to heal up their player, which does not look like a problem. Vishu came in instantly and tried to revive his teammate, but Fallen either needs to back off or push in, not just hang around at that area.
Of course, and again, just have a look at the way the teams are split.
Yes, I'm back, bro. 1 second. 1 second. Wait. Need to check everything. XP, I can't get you. Okay guys, and we are back with the game. There was a little bit of technical default that keeps on happening because we are at remote production. We know this is a pandemic going around. But yes, this turns out to be a cracker of a game. We are down to 14 teams, 48 players.
Let's quickly have a look at what we've missed out. One team just went down. It's going to be super fast right now as Haters Esports find themselves in trouble as K2S God has gone down and out of this game courtesy of FINTOX. Now Fallen Karito over here knocking and killing Insane Shockwave in a split second. We do believe another team did go down. I wonder which team that was. I do believe it might have been Team Mayhem. Again, we'll come back to that later, but explicit with the grenade. Haters Esports under heavy fire as K2S Fruit has been eliminated. Is Itachi going to be able to survive? He isn't. With that, they are out in the 14th position while we join the fight between Fallen Angels, Team Insane, and by the looks of it, Optimum Esports, who is going to come out on top. That was a brilliant knock by IT Prince, getting Fallen Winchu, but his work is still not done as he is going up against a 4-man squad, but from behind, Optimum Esports with the kill.
XP Insane going down once again, and the big names are falling down in front of the Fallen Angels. The Fallen Angels are neither falling down nor are the Angels. They are the demons right there going against every single team right now. We have Optimum, Bash, Sax, Leo, Critic, and Moise. Some I think we have semi-pro names that we are seeing here. We have Moise who led IE, and right now Fallen Bloodfire going ham on Optimum as well. Moise OP goes down. Will Fallen be able to fight back? Fallen Vishu, this guy has got the heart. I think he plays so well. He's a great player.
I think he's impressed us both and the people watching at home as well. Again, sir, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but let's just get back into the game. UP50 under heavy fire as Sarkar, against all odds, is going to be finding himself in a bit of trouble. And I think Muiz OP has exited this game as well, courtesy of a grenade. Now, Optimum Esports are under fire. Fallen Angels are pushing forward. Bloodfire is on a little bit of a rampage right now, but he gets spotted out. He goes prone in the nick of time. That is beautiful reaction time on his part. His teammate Vishu, he is engaged in another fight right now. I think Karito is going to find it just a little bit difficult to get a fight right now because Bloodfire has to go in, and he does. Vishu and the boys are going in. They are surrounding the enemy there. One more left. Oh my goodness, who is going to come out on top? Is it going to be Optimum or is it going to be Fallen Angels? The Fallen Angels finally getting wiped out in the 12th position with 5 kills. Oh my goodness, that could have gone either way, Thug.
Yeah, definitely. But right now, we have FINTOX approaching from the top, and I think UP50 up 50 could be in a lot of trouble right now. Eddie needs to heal up KSI. Right, KS up FINTOX is going on for the push. We are down to 11 to 44 players. Let's say FINTOX is trying to take out 4 players. I think they just need 1 grenade, and that would be enough to wipe out up 50 right now. Up 50 goes down. Another player, but then that's a cover fire. ES10 coming into the picture, wiping FINTOX out. What a game, and up 50 gets a second life because they were stuck.
I'm still surprised that ESN is still alive, Thug. The 2-man squad is still kicking strong. They are still fighting. That is brilliant. So we basically haven't really missed much. But on our screens right now, MCYS full-man squad looks like they are going to be going up against Hex Reaper X in this compound. And this fight is taking place on the southern edge of the zone. Now, again, both these teams have a good command on the compounds on either side of the road. Now, what they have to do is make sure they can keep it that way against the onslaught of enemies that are going to be coming their way shortly. If you have a look at the minimap right now, you can see Team ESN, they are split. They're a 2-man squad and they are split far and wide. Now, whether that is going to work in their favor, we are going to have to wait and find out. I think Ignite has an idea. Somebody's down there. He has spotted one member. Wang OP is going to go down, leaving one last member from Team ESM. Ignite is on fire right now. He just knocked out Team F4 in the 10th position.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good spray that MCYS Ignite, just showed us. He had a 3x, good spray to pick off a couple of players. But it's nice that, players are finally getting into their groove, getting into their flow, because it's very important for them to feel that they are doing their usual job. Just because it's a title to the tournament, that it's a PMCO, you don't need to feel the pressure. And I think teams need to let go of the pressure, and they need to play their usual best. I think, these teams are one of the best, finest teams in India, and the way they have been playing. Yes, right now Reckless Aita does pick off a couple of players from Nalak, and Reckless, for a change, they are with 3 men alive in the top 8.
And they are going for those kills, but MCYS Ignite is the guy who is impressing me right now. He is not stopping from, keeping his finger on that trigger. He is rattling shots in every direction, getting a few knocks. Now, on our screens right now, Hex, Reaper X, still a 4-man squad, which is going to be very, very effective towards the end. Now, the thing is, the zone has moved towards the northwest, so they are going to have to move out of their safe haven, and when they do that, they are going to come under fire from teams all around. But it looks like they have a vehicle in store, so that is going to definitely come out handy. Meanwhile, ESN Zoe, the last man standing for Team ESN, is going to be watching all the action unfurl in front of him, while Nalayak are going to be wiped out in the 8th position with 3 kills to their name.
Right now we are looking at a very heated up last circle, 6 circle, and we have 5 teams into the game. ESN just got eliminated, and right now MCYS is at a very happy spot. Same for Reckless. They are as usual keeping it slow, keeping it low. Right now Optimum versus MCYS. Zark picks up 1, Zark picks up 2. Reckless is down to 2 men as well. A lot of stuff happening. Zone playing the major part. MCYS is down to 1 guy, and Reckless gets eliminated. Now we are down to just, I guess, 4 teams, with MCYS having 2 people. Ignited Rambo Rambo actually needs to unleash the Rambo within himself. And right now, UP 50 Mamu, I think that's Mamu, gets eliminated as well.
I mean, valiant effort on his part to get an enemy down from the blue zone. And over here, we have Exodia as well, outside in the blue zone, bashing himself up. Can he make it in? But it looks like Website, in fact, are in a good position. Now, the zone has come a bit to the south, and it is in MCYS's favor. Can they capitalize on it? Because they have the only compound in the map right now. But I think Addy is going to be the only man who can kind of thwart MCYS's ascent to the top. Ooh, and just as I take his name, he gets wiped down. We come down to the last 2 teams. UP50 out in the 3rd position. Valiant effort by their part, but it is now a 3v2 situation. Make that a 2v2 situation. Forget that. Make that a 2v1 situation, as MCYS Dark is the last man standing, and here comes Ninja. Here comes Shyla. He gets 1. Can he get the 2nd? It all comes down to a 1-on-1 situation. Who is going to come out on top? Shyla over here trying to get as many kill points as he can. It's going to be Dark versus Shyla. Thug, who is going to take it away?
And it's gonna be Shyla, the MVP from Game 1, making it to the MVP, the most valuable player in Game 2 in the map of Sanhok. Shyla prevailed, while others did not. Great show of composure, great show of calmness, great show of instinct, great show of mind game, where Shyla went ahead and confirmed those 2 kills first. He knew it's a 1v1 situation, and his team would miss out on those 2 kill points if he went down. Great stuff. Great game by Shyla, and I think Website is coming up on top gradually.
My heart is trying to escape my chest right now. That's how tense I got. I wonder what was going through their players. But MCYS, what a performance. 12 kills. But Website, www. They have finally won their first chicken dinner. And what a way to do it. I think they just kept calm. And, well, I guess Shyla just went and did it for his team. What an amazing performance, winning that chicken dinner in Sanhok. And again, new names coming up, Thug. New name. These are the guys we have to look out for in future, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what keeps me happy. That's what keeps the audience happy, because they want to, the audience love PUBG Mobile as a whole. They just want to see more faces coming up, so that there are more people to support. They have made so many, careers with their support. Right now, let's quickly hop onto the MVP and see whom do we have. Okay, we have an MCYS Ignite. Okay, much deserving, because I saw him go for the shots. We did discuss about it. MCYS Ignite, 5 kills, 589 damage, 23.9 seconds, 20 minutes, 0.9 seconds of survival time. And I think not much of this covered, but that's fine, because Sanhok is a pretty small map.
However, keeping all things considered, 23 minutes is kind of long for Sanhok. So the action was kind of stretched out. It kind of came down to the last few circles. And, of course, that final push between Website and MCYS. But what a performance by both the teams. And, again, a few big names kind of went out early. Team Insane getting knocked out early, which is going to be a big blow to them. They really need to step up on the plate, step on the gas, and, showcase what they're made of, because we know they have big names in them. MYM need to get their act together a little bit, if you'd agree with me, because it seems like they've got everything working for them, but suddenly out of the blue they get reduced to a one-man squad. And on our screens right now, the top 5 players. Thought, who stands out for you?
For me, definitely it's gonna be Shyla, although we don't have him here. But right now, MCYS Ignite, because we are chasing numbers. When you're talking about the top 5 players, it's top 5 players by numbers, not by play. We have Ignite with those 5 kills, Ninja as well. But yes, Ninja getting those 5 kills for website, the team that eventually ended up getting the chicken dinner. I think Ninja also deserves our applause.
Of course, he's a ninja, and he did act like one, through the shadows, through the bushes. He went in and got his enemies. Amazing gameplay. But man, oh man, it's just absolute pandemonium at the end of a Sanhok game, isn't it? Because you have no idea where the bullets are coming from. I'm sure we sometimes struggle with it. I wonder what's going on in the players' minds, But I did see one thing. I'm kind of seeing a pattern emerge. We'll come to that pattern in a second, because we have the standings on our screen right now. Website winning the game with 29 points, but have a look at MCYS. 12 kills to their name.
I mean, like, definitely, 12 kills in Sanhok. It's not an easy deal, and the way MCYS did it, it looks so flawless and so easy. But then, yes, easier said than done. We have UP50 up with Esports with those 7 kill points and 10 placement points. Doing strong, looking good. Optimum finally gets a ray of hope in the form of 11 points. LS definitely need to come out on top. Reckless have been playing Reckless today. I don't see them the same Reckless that I saw on day 1. ESN somehow trying to stay afloat among the elites.
And of course, Nalayak over here in the 9th position, 3 kills. FINTOX and FALLENangelz had a good kill, and they were actually in the midst of all the action as well. So credit where credit is due. They were picking fights, but I guess you shouldn't take on more than you can handle, right? And Team Insane 14th position finished once again. That definitely has to sting. I wonder what's going on in that camp right now, because they have been preparing for quite some time, and we expected them to come out guns blazing as one of the favorites. But again, I guess nerves are to blame over here. But what a game, Thug. And we saw a lot of weighted action, a lot of hilltop action, and I kind of saw some hesitancy from some of the big names this time around. I thought they could go for the kill, but they just something kept them back.
Yeah, I mean, like, this big names need to realize that they are here for, like, they have a huge advantage coming into this tournament. They have been in the scene for a very long time. They know how to fight it out in this situation. But right now, talking about Team Website, look at those stats. And Shyla, 11 kills, but that's mammoth of a damage. That's 2118 damage being unleashed by Shyla. What a great play.
Now, of course, it is an overall stat of, after overall, 6 matches. Yeah. But again, they are leading, and Shyla is definitely leading the charge for that team. WWW, you know them better as Website. But it's been an amazing day, and we are halfway through day 3. And I think the action is picking up its pace now.
Yeah, definitely. With the teams from the lower half of the table stepping up their game, the top teams, the top names, not the teams struggling to get into the top position, struggling to take those kills, struggling to survive. This is what makes things exciting for us, because we are on the hunt for the best talent present in the Indian region, and I think this could be the best platform for them to showcase their talent.
And looking at all the talent, FALLENangelz are creeping up on XSpark's position. XSpark still leading the charge with 85 points. FALLENangelz in second with 7. Well, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for that again. These kind of things happen. Don't be. I mean, we're going to be dodging all your attacks right now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You understand all these things happen. These are technical difficulties. It's part and parcel of the game. Don't worry. We've got Thug with me, so I know that you're going to be nice to me. Thug, I'm hiding behind you this one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
I'll give you more time to hide because we are moving on to a quick break, guys. We're gonna crunch those numbers that just passed your screen once we are back after a quick short break.
Alrighty, boys and girls, we are back with the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2020 Indian Edition. Now, of course, I am Anga Singh Chahal, the experiment. With me is Animesh Agarwal. You know him better as 8-Bit Thug. And Thug, we have an exciting match coming up. Next, it's going to be Miramar.
Yeah, next is going to be Miramar, the most exciting, the most difficult map to fight on. And let's quickly have a schedule talking about the maps coming up. We have Miramar, and then we're going to end the day with Vikendi. And we are going to move on to the games really soon. We have Group A and D fighting it out today for everyone who has just joined in. And we had 2 games, 2 chicken dinners, one going in favor of TXO, the second, and let's move on to the third, where the map has just come up.
Well, the map is live and the plane is in the air. It's flying all the way from Campo Militar and it's going to go over Landeria. And, well, the teams are falling out of the sky, as you can have a look. Fallen is actually falling right now. That's just funny. That is just funny. The Fallen Angels are falling. Please open your chutes or you are going to hit that ground and that's going to really hurt. But the chutes do open up. And as the teams are getting out, have a look at how many teams have dropped out early this time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams who've dropped out early, and a couple of them are heading for Campo Militar. So we are going to see action right off the bat, and MYM is going to be in the midst of it. The question is, Thug, are they going to come out on top from this fight?
We need to see, because MYM has been really struggling when it comes to hot drops, when it comes to 4v4 situation. Generally, MYM loses out on a couple of their players at the very beginning. MYM needs to understand that they need to retain the entire squad if they want to go for the chicken dinner. The other day, we saw that around, so the zone comes around Hacienda del Petron, and we have a couple of teams out there, and that's a good knock coming up from MYM 10 at Immortal, trying to pick up one player from Fallen. We have a 4v3 situation, and I guess that's a good fight that we might get to see 2 of the front runners. We have seen Fallen perform really well, and I think it's Fallen Kirito who goes down, and Vichu is still there. So yes, the guy close to our hearts is still fighting it out.
Well, I think, oh, wait a second. What is happening over here? Zark, you cannot do that. You have a deagle in your hands, my friend. And he is a little optimistic. He wants to get those shots in the air, but unfortunately, that was a little bit too much. But anyway, coming back to the fight now, Kirito is knocked out. But have a look at the screen right now. All I see is Bloodfire. I can see the other teammates a little bit on the minimap. They've gone now. I think the revive should be coming in, but it seems like MYM are backing out. They don't want to take any chances right now, Thug. They're like, you know what? We got this knock. We have a good team in front of us, of course, FALLENangelz in second position. So they aren't risking anything. They're like, you know what? Miramar is a big map. There's plenty of other places to loot.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of place for a lot of loot available, but then teams need to be careful of the fact that when you're trying to rotate on Miramar, the terrain is not generally on your side. It's very difficult to rotate on Miramar, unless you're on a buggy, because the other vehicles are either slow or they're not balanced enough to, move across the terrains, across the hills with so many ridges, so many bumps. But right now, I see majority of the teams inside the zone. None of the teams around Hacienda or water treatment. That could make things interesting, because teams might just want to clog to that area.
Absolutely, and talking about vehicles, that pickup truck just came to my mind. I mean, at high speeds, a little tap on left or right, and the car goes flying. So you have to be careful. But Zark over here, we saw him earlier trying to be. That was quite a little show that he pulled off with his deagle, trying to get a member off mid-air, but that did not work out. However, it would seem like they have the lay of the land right now, and Picardo is theirs for the taking, because Optimum Esports was the team that was landing close by, but they have been pushed further back. And another interesting thing in this game, the zone this time has formed towards the northwest. The last couple of days, we saw Miramar with southern zones and a little bit of water in play, but that is not the case this time around. I mean, I like it. I like the fact that, the zone is throwing all these curveballs at the team, and it makes it exciting for all of us. And well, let's see what the teams are going to bring out. But on our screens right now, Haters Esports, or K2S. Now I get the point that, Kill to Survive was a well-known team, especially a few months ago. But I guess they're now Haters Esports. What's the story over here?
I think, it could be a takeover by Haters Esports for K2S, because from all I understand, it was Haters Esports that qualified for the PMCO, and K2S, ultimately, it could be a merger, it could be an allocation of the slot, anything. There are a lot of ways to go about it. If we see right now, in front of our face, in front of our eyes, we have Bad Boy, Snipu, Aditya, and Matt. Talk about Reckless. XP, what do you think they are lacking today? I think it's more about Adi and Bad Boy not being able to step up.
I think, yes, it's about that. I think it's the mental pressure. Now, they are in the third position. They've had a good couple of days. Well, they have only played one day, but that pressure might be mounting right now because, you've got to keep a clear mind. And, of course, their hands are going to be trembling a little bit. But I do believe that they have to overcome that. They didn't start off well, but second game was slightly better than the first one in Erangel. So looking at the trajectory that they are on, I do expect Miramar to be a good outing for them, but so far we really haven't seen any casualties. All teams are still whole, and as the circles are going to be shrinking closer and closer to one another, we are going to see some action break out. And by the looks of things, Craters Field might be where some action is going to break out. FINTOX over here on our screens. Insane is right next to them, and to their north we have Reckless Esports. So all you action fans out there, I know it's a little slow, but just stay tuned because we're going to see some bullets fly really soon and some bodies dropping really soon. I said really soon too many times.
That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes that becomes a keyword, and you might not know that becomes the most important thing that he said. Nevertheless, we have FINTOX, Royal Hunt, Explicit, and Hugh trying to just move around. And okay,
what?
I was like, you taking it so casually. Okay, that's Hugh trying to move around. I suddenly saw him getting picked up entirely, and Ryu goes down. FINTOX is down to 3 man. Insane pulled off a kill.
You are right. I was like, he is way too casual about this. I thought maybe his teammates are the ones who are shooting bullets at them. Oh, Explicit is going to be lucky. He was almost knocked out by IT Prince, but he's got to be careful because a couple of members from Team Insane are on the hill across the valley, and they can actually have an angle on Explicit. I think IT Prince is relaying that information right now that he is behind that grain silo. Somebody do something about it. But again, now the thing is, FINTOX is in a little bit of trouble because they've lost one member. One of their members is down below. I do want to see the other members do something. And let me just have a look at who we are. I do believe Hunt and Ryu are the other two guys from FINTOX. They need to step up the game right now. IT Prince is still locked on Explicit. Explicit deploying some smoke grenades. I think he's going to try and back off and get cover of one of those buildings. But let's see what happens because I like the way Shockwave has an angle on him as well. So let's see what happens over here. Do you think he's going to make it? Oh, he makes a run for it. Is he going to make it into the smoke? Hey, Prince with those shots, but this time he missed.
Okay, so Prince took 5 shots and then he went on a reload with an extended mag. That was a little bit off for me out there, but looking at the position the Explicit has and looking at the way Insane is placed, I think XP, you are absolutely right. It's going to be very difficult for Explicit to back off unless FINTOX, Royal, and Hunt are able to get a pick of Insane and distract them because they need to help give some cover fire to their teammates if they want them to survive. Because look, right now, Insane, if I try to look at the map, they are near Crater Fields. It's a good spot in the circle, and I think that FINTOX would not really want to bow out so early.
Absolutely, and the position that they're on that rock, there's no really easy way to get down. They only have one entry and exit point, so they've got to be careful. I know they want to hold on to that position, but it is possible that the next zone might force them out, which is going to be happening very shortly. And on our screens right now, Haters Esports are making their way into the zone. They are already into the zone. I think they want to get to the center. They want a bit of a central position, and by the looks of it, they are going to get what they want. They have this nice little compound with a good lay of the land around because, you do have high ridges and mountains around them, but it's pretty far off. So, if anyone is coming in and if this team can have a good 360-degree viewpoint, they can actually kind of thwart some attacks.
Yeah, and right now we have HEK2 as God, Itachi, Fruits and Kings. A lot of focus and spotlight being put on HE, and also we have MYM coming in. They were supposed to have a fight with FALLENangelz, but then both teams played it smart. They realized that this fight is not really worth it, and they decided to back off. Right now they have the zone to chase, and once again MYM using the stream strategy, holding the edges, and right now Insane is trying to close in on FINTOX. Royal and Hunt need to be wary of the players from Insane trying to close in on them.
Now, of course, they are trying to close in, but again, they don't want to give up on this high point over here. And Explicit is still down there in the valley. Now, Hunt does seem like he took a few shots from Ranadeep earlier, and by the looks of things, Puvali has come in and regrouped with his team as well, as the new circle has formed, but they are still pretty much in the center. Now, this circle has a little bit... Wait a second, just as I said that Explicit was safe down there, he gets first knocked out by Ranadeep, and then Prince comes in with his Mini 14, tap, and finishes the job. Now, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be disappointed with his Mini 14 this time around.
Yes, and talking about it, the way Insane is playing, they need to be careful because it's not only Insane right now. There are a couple of more teams entering the scene. Ranadeep trying to make some shots on Snaitu, but none of them connect, and Snaitu makes her way out into safety. Right now, Insane is focusing on Reckless. I think this gives a good chance for the boys to back off, but no, FINTOX actually wants to come in. I thought they have a good chance to just back off.
I like that.
I mean, like, it makes no sense for them to continue holding the spot. They know that Insane knows about their spot. Insane might try to push in, given the fact that they know that they are 2 men down. Right now, Reckless looks in a lot of trouble. And okay, what exactly happened? Okay, so the car...
You guys are in the same team!
What exactly happened? Was it a structure or they just... I think the car... I don't know.
It was a little bit of a collision over there.
Yeah, it was a collision.
We were talking about earlier, you know, how unstable some cars are. And I think that pickup truck, that truck, in fact, kind of just went a little bit too fast over the thing. And the buggy comes in behind and just smacked it. But they should be glad that they are all alive right now, because I think the distance was a bit too much. They were out of that rendered distance, as we like to call it, about, 350 meters beyond, it's a safe spot. But they are making it to safety, and whoa. They can count their lucky stars, because Snaitu was under fire earlier, but she has a lot of utilities at her disposal, a lot of first aid kits, so that is definitely coming in handy. Puvali over here with that single shots from the AK, trying to do some damage. However, it's just letting them know, this is our hill. You guys stay away.
Right, and talking about Insane, Puvali, Prince, Shockwave, Ranadeep, Insane this game, they have such a pretty good spot, such a sweet spot in the map that they can convert it into a lot of kills. We know Insane has been struggling, and struggling real bad. Like, the struggle is not just a normal one. They are unable to get the skills, they are unable to take those 4v4s. So Insane needs to step up their fight, step up their show. This could be the one, this could be the game. Right now, Echi, they need to be careful. They are one of the front runners, Reckless around them, lurking around them, and Reckless might have just noticed a couple of these players moving in. We have second airdrop coming in, MK14. By the way, XP, I just noticed we aren't seeing too many of drop guns being used. I think we saw a couple of AWM plays, but apart from that, I don't see any team chasing the drops.
Well, my dear friend, when you have an AWM, do you really need any other guns? I think that is enough. I mean, when you have the AWM, the god of all weapons in your hands, you don't really want anything else. But yeah, we want to see some more drop guns in action. I definitely want to see some Mark 14 auto action, that rapid fire, rat-tat-tat-tat. I want to see that. Close range, that is a devastating weapon. But HE over here, Haters Esports, they know that they have to make it a little bit deeper into the zone. The edge just won't do it. Fruits defying gravity over here. I mean, that was a little bit of a spill, of course. Not realistic damage. In real life, that car would have been crushed again. Kids, please don't try this at home. If you are ever out in the open and you have a vehicle and you're off-roading, just, take it easy. But over here, Reckless Sniper with that M24, trying to lay down some shots on K2S God. And if she connects right now, I am going to lose it.
Definitely, because right now, we have seen good flow over the last couple of days. We have MYM, Manav, Sensei trying to take shots, and that was a good spray coming out of Sensei's gun, but then eventually he failed to take that knock, and now website knows that MYM is out there. Look at the way XP MYM is playing. We have 3 players trying to prone at the same area. This team somehow looks that they are lacking synergy. Okay, they are playing the PMCO, they got invited, but the way they have approached, I think it just looks like 4 players being brought together and asked to play. Because they do like the synergy. There's some kind of confusion in the camp.
Well, I think they're trying to prove you wrong right now, because Manav just got a kill on a member of HE, and Itachi has gone down. But yes, that is not the kind of positioning we expect from them. And wait a second, Fallen Kirito knocks himself out with his vehicle, but Nalayak's Mafia is going to blow him up. That is a devastating blow, and right now, Viju OP trying to light up K2S God, who is already knocked out. But I think they just want to confirm the kills, and Viju OP is going to be lucky that he is standing right now. www website, of course, the winners of the last game, and this is going to be a bit of a pickle for wait a second. Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did Prince just take someone out with a Molotov?
Yeah.
Did he just put a Molotov on the knocked guy?
Yeah, I think that's the kind of aggression, the kind of, it's like stress reliever for them. You're finally getting those skills. You're finally sitting on at a good spot, at a sweet spot in the map, and you want to assert that dominance. You want to exert the pressure that you have been reeling under in the last 5-6 games. Right now, MYM as well turning out to be a good game for them. They have like 3 kills already, 4 men strong. We still have a lot of people alive. Only one team has been eliminated. That's HE. Apart from that, we have like 4 more casualties. So we still have a lobby of 56 people kicking it in, and we have 15 teams
insane.
alive. Yeah,
that is absolutely crazy. And talking about insane, have a look at them. They're still in the center of the map. Team Insane and FINTOX. I guess those high ground positions are going to finally pay off. Let's have a look and see if the next circle is going to force them out. Oh, it isn't. They are still in contention, my friend. That is going to be a major, plus point for them. But meanwhile, Bloodfire seems to have gone down, and this fight is taking place out in the blue. Now, F4, they are still a 4-man squad. Really haven't seen anything from them in this game, but now as the teams are forced to get into each other's comfort zones, well, we are definitely going to see some sparks fly. And by the looks of things, wait a second, did you see the minimap? They have Optimum Esports right on their back. That could be tricky. I think they are oblivious to the fact that they have a team next to them and they could be taken out. Talking about taken out, that is exactly what happened. Bash coming in and bashing hard, getting that knock, and now they are in trouble.
Yes, and it could be a lot of trouble for them if they don't try back off. But meanwhile, we see LS coming into the scene next. They have been pretty low-key this game. We finally see them getting those shots on Bhishma trying to... I think that's the first kill that they got. And entire Nalayak gets eliminated. Okay, FALLENangelz get eliminated. But I think Nalayaks are going to follow because I saw 3 of their players going down to the zone. Meanwhile, there's a lot of action going on. Nalayak Dominator goes on as well. And yes, that's Nalayak getting eliminated. The 14th spot. We have FINTOX still holding the same spot. The zone has shifted a little bit towards the right. And Insane is trying to take out up 50. 4 players from up 50 right in front of Insane. Insane has a buffer in front of them. They just need to use the correct dish.
There you go. I love that analogy. They do have a buffet in front of them. Are they going to make the best of it? Are they going to walk out with their bellies full? But Prince, we do know that he is a man capable of getting those sprays. Unfortunately, not a lot of shots connecting, but Insane Runner B there is going to be letting off some bullets as Pirate JX is going to fall to his death. Prince finally gets a knock on Sarkar, a headshot nonetheless with that Mini 14. And Team MYM are finally picking up some steam as they have 3 kills. Make that 4 kills to their names, and wait a second. Now that could be a problem. Imagine if a grenade was lobbed from here and it went in that little slit in the wall. That would be devastating. But looks like that position is paying off for them right now. But I wonder if the next circle is going to force Insane and FINTOX off from their high ground.
Yes, and if we look at Optimum, they are creating a lot of trouble for FINTOX. FINTOX did have the high ground, but like you said, unable to create an opportunity out of it, definitely because of the fact that they were down to 2 men. Right now, Optimum, talking about Team Optimum, they have some really good players playing for them. I've seen this guy, XPO and others playing in the T2. But even at the earlier stage, I think, at the mid-90s, I used to see them playing T1 slots as well. Right now, these boys seem to be struggling. But yes, LS is struggling. I think every team has a chance to struggle.
we've talked about struggles. We talk about synergy. Now, Optimum Esports, talking about them, they have a good player in the form of MCYS OP, who's come from Initiative Esports. Now, it is a new team. It's a new group of boys. Maybe they just need some time to, gel together. But, well, that time is running short. But I love the fact that FINTOX, Royal, and Hunt are still in the same position. We left them eons ago. So, they're going to be hoping against all odds that the zone comes towards them. But meanwhile, Hex, Reaper X, down to 2 men. It's Kirito. Make that 1 man because Phoenix has gone down and it looks like Kirito's going to have a bit of a problem. He is out of meds and he has to run in the enemy's direction. IT Prince still laying down some lead on Optimum Esports. He gets a couple of knocks really quick as Tiger goes down. He was not aware that his back was not secure and he's paid the price. Reckless bad boy coming in and securing that kill for his team.
Right, and I think Reckless Bad Boy finally stepping up for his team just when it was needed. Reckless is having a bad time today. They aren't able to hold the same consistency that they were on day 1. Right now, Slinger trying to take some shots. They did have a good spotting for the players against the players of Optimum, but then right now F4 seems to be in a tight spot. They have 2 teams in front of them, and LS Once again, XP is reeling under
What?
pressure.
They just got obliterated, Thug. They just absolutely, one after the other, fell to the enemy, and looks like DXO, the winners from the first game, are going to be coming out on top. Meanwhile, we're going to join the fight in one of the only compounds left in the circle. It's going to be Website taking on Reckless, and they are going to try and blow the vehicles. If they blow up, that could be a squad wipe at their end, and let's see if that's going to happen. Shyla is trying to get a few angles. I think that's it. I think that is it. Bad Boy is going to get blown up from that vehicle. Ooh, he makes it away just in the nick of time, but he is very, very low on HP, and that is going to be a big, big, big problematic situation for them. I do still believe Matt is alive. Sniper was lost earlier. Now this is going to be a cluster that you want to stay out from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, and we have one more team coming in. Optimum is coming in as well. They're going to take part in this party as well.
Yes, and talking about the last 11 days, MCYS still looking so strong. They have a good spot in the zone. They need to hold their ground. They need to ensure that, let others fight. They have a good spot. They can get those 5-6 kills when they want to. They don't need to be out in the open so much. And right now, up 50, going against FINTOX. FINTOX did a great job surviving up until now. They were at a really tight spot, surrounded by a lot of teams. And LS Syringe goes down as well. And LegStump, XP once again going down. And LegStump is just not able to pick up the tempo. That they are not able to get that flow which they need to make it at the biggest stage. MCYS Ignite trying to come up with an insane run. Are they coming up with a pretty nice bike? But then I'm not really sure that bike has enough cover to take into safety. And that was a bad show of spray coming up. I think all the players could have gone down.
What is happening? They are actually playing insane right now. They're living up to the name, and Reckless Man is going to get a knock on Prince. Reckless is still not out of the game. They are back up. Viju OP gets a finish on Povali. That is going to be a big, big blow to Team Insane. I think they've been down. They've been reduced to a two-man squad. F4 Tiger up top in a good position, still in the zone. And if you remember FINTOX earlier, they now had to move out of the zone. And by the looks of things, Website are in a good position. And oh my goodness, I just took FINTOX's name, and they just got eliminated in the 9th position. Thug, we gotta be careful about what we say, because apparently whatever we are saying is turning out to be true, as they are quickly followed in the 8th spot by UP50 with 1 kill to their name.
Rightfully, we see 3 teams here and 3 teams in a trial situation. Actually, there are 4 teams. It's sort of a square, a triangle, and then we have one team holding an off angle. That's Team TXO, MCYS, Reckless. Both of these teams could be a lot of trouble because Website has a good compound to themselves. But right now, it's just about 19 seconds, just about a matter of few more seconds before all the teams would want to go would have to go out in the open. They would have to make their way inside the zone, or else zone is gonna be their big enemy. They need to fight this together, or they need to fight it out and move alone.
Let's see how good their synergy is, because yes, they do have to fight it out together. Aditya lobs a grenade with some high hopes in the opposite direction. It's only a matter of time before we find out if it's going to actually connect. Now, Website, now all these teams on our screen, they are going to have to move out. So expect teams like Team Insane to capitalize on the situation, as they are in the perfect position to gatekeep some enemies. And talking about enemies, Rambo is going to be the one who knocks out Matt first. That means we only have one man standing from Reckless Esports. And wait a second, Zark. You can't be banging into your walls. Whoa, Ignite got in. That was brilliant. Zark on very low HP. They are trying to make it into the zone, but that vehicle is on fire, and they seem to be heading right in the enemy's direction. Zark, of course, you can't do that. You got out a bit too quick, and now they're going to pay the price. I think Rambo's the last man standing. 6 first aids, down to 5. He definitely needs to go for a heal off and hope against all odds that, his team can be placed in the top 5 or even the top 3, as now it is going to be a battle for the king of the hill. TXO is going up against Website, with both teams having one member knocked out.
Down to the last 7 teams. XP 16 plus alive. Reckless ITech goes down, and that's how Reckless get eliminated with 7 points. Nice to see Insane sitting out there on top with 3 players alive and 6 kill points. But talk about Website, we are getting to see an entirely new team, an entirely new side that are playing and they are showing an excellent show of skill, and the way they are fighting it out. I think it's a flamboyant skill set that they have. Meanwhile, Prince, Shockwave, and Rana, these 3 players with 6 kills, they are trying to somehow get as many kills as they can, but it's not going to be an easy one. They are going against TXO and Website, the 2 teams that took chicken dinners respectively, but WWW Shaila goes down, the top runner, and Prince goes down as well. TXO trying to go ham on the website from all the sides, and TXO website just got eliminated. That's it. That's it.
They were bombarded from all angles.
Right. I mean, like, they were caught really off guard from all the angles. Insane and TXO did a tag team to take out, website on a handicap match.
Yes, sir. We are down to the final 4 teams. TXO with 9 kills, still a 4-man squad. Team Insane finally showing up to this day with 7 kills to their name. Team Mayhem again against all odds. Immortal is the one who is on fire, getting 5 out of the 6 kills that his team has acquired. And Team F4, they don't have a kill as yet, but Tiger does manage to survive till the very end, but he's going to have to go up against opposition right now, but he's trying to not move a muscle. He wants to be as quiet as he can, and he wants to get his team those placement points, but it looks like everything is going to be going out in TXO's position, and Divine over here getting a little bit of a sound cue, I would imagine, as he gets Tiger, but that is going to be the end of their game. Down to the last 3 teams, MYM versus TXO versus Team Insane.
Down to the last 3 teams. It's a 4v3v2 situation. MYM still trying to put up a strong game. We have Immortal and Manav trying to survive. Immortal, we were talking about him, and he is here with 5 kills setting up for his team, where he needs to. Manav coming up with an amazing knock, and TXO might be reeling under a lot of pressure. Manav taking in some shots from the right. That's TXO still trying to close in, but Immortal needs to give some cover fire. Right now, Immortal did a great job trying to hold TXO from pushing in, and looking at the way Divine and Shadow are placed, it might be very difficult, but then Insane is not letting them go off, and Siddhi goes down as well with an excellent nade coming out of pockets of Manav, and TXO might just lose 2 players. It could go down to 2v3v2, and Team Mayhem showing us what Mayhem really looks like.
However, they've got to be careful because Insane could be in a good spot to lay down some lead, but I think they've been spotted out. There's a grenade being lobbed towards Ranadeep's position, but that is going to be a bit too short. Sidhu is definitely going to bleed out, and if you have a look at the zone, it is pretty much in favor for everyone. Everyone's got a little bit of cover. Shadow might just clip off Ranadeep over here. I thought he had an angle on them, but Shockwave and IT Prince are going to be making sure that, you know, they keep that flag flying high. Down to 7 people. It is a 2v2v3 situation. Insane on paper have the advantage right now. They have the man advantage, but TXO are hungry for blood. They have 10 kills amongst themselves right now. Divine with 4, Shadow with 2, so, you know, you can't really rule them out as yet. Of course, Immortal and Manav have been putting up quite a show as well, but it all comes down to where the zone is going to take them next, and by the look of things, it's all in MYM's favor. However, if Team Insane come in from one end and TXO from the other, and they kind of, you know, they kind of sync up and shoot down at them, they could be in a world of trouble. But Shockwave over here with the grenade, it is lobbed with good intent. Is it going to deliver? That is going to fall a little bit too short.
Yes, but 3 teams still trying to make it until the very end. We are seeing some really good survival strats that teams can take note of. A lot of nades and a lot of utilities being used. Divine and Shadow, 2-man, 10 kills in their to their name. They must be very happy by the way. With the way these boys have been performing. Divine being the top runner with 4 kills, but let's not forget that Team Insane is still looking so strong. They have the most experienced guy in the lot. IT Prince still holding the edge, holding the loose ends for his team. I think the Insane needs to make a move because they have a risk, but right now every team is trying to ensure that they don't keep any loose end. They're just trying to secure the place they are holding because they know that it's gonna be a mess here on. Yes, teams are moving in out at the open. Shockwave is taking a lot of damage because of the zone, and that's Ranadeep trying to walk in. Divine has a clear view, but then plays on takes on steps, takes Terror down, and TXO getting wiped out. Great show by Insane, and down to the last 2 teams, Insane versus MY, the 2 biggest names from these groups.
The 2 big boys have finally made it to the end. This is what we expected. This is going to be Team Mayhem versus Team Insane. One are chaotic and one are insane. Immortal gets the first knock. He gets a knock on Ranadeep and Shockwave. He is moving in. It's going to be on 2-on-1 situation. Can ID Prince be the Prince of Darkness and make this effort? That was a valiant effort by the boys. Team Insane getting knocked out in 2nd position. But the winner chicken dinner finally going in favor of Team Mayhem and Immortal. What a show this man put up.
What a game. What an excellent game coming up from Insane. And finally, they got that particular game which they needed to get that flow back. And I believe it's just going to be uphill for Insane here on. I mean, like, I hope that it's an uphill journey. It's not just a 1-game wonder.
Mhm. Well, I mean, only time will tell, but they have done this in the past as well. So I think they just need to, be calm and just show this consistent performance, and we might see some greatness for them. But MYM definitely making a statement over here. Again, remember they had a fight at the beginning with FALLENangelz. They backed off. They didn't overextend. They were like, you know what, we got to play it safe, and that is what they did. And with that, Immortal, the man of the moment, getting the MVP in match 3, 874 points of damage, 7 kills. That is phenomenal, Thug.
Yeah, I think great show by Immortal. We talked about Immortal not being able to step up, and he did the right away. Whenever I talk about players not being able to step up,
they're listening to us.
They just take that boot off their shoes and like, here, Thug, come again. Yeah, take this. So, this
they're
is
listening to us.
Yeah, they're listening to us. They are listening to us. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure someone from their team is listening to what we have to say. Nevertheless, great show by MYM, and instead, I'm pretty happy that these big names are stepping up because, when these teams when these names which are popular enough, which people know about, aren't able to step up, that somehow helps does not really help the case. Other teams lose confidence because when they think that, okay, big names aren't able to step up, then we can take it easy as well. But that's not how it should be. The big names need to show why they are called the T1 teams.
Absolutely, and on our screens right now, Immortal in the first spot with 874 damage, 820 by Divine, a wonderful showcase by DXO as well. Insane finally stepping up, and IT Prince, have a look at that damage, 1116. That is absolutely insane.
Right, I think great show by both. Like, I mean, like, these two teams have dominated, but nice to see that the players of WWW, that's our team website, always somehow make it to the top 5. Website looks like a really talented team. I mean, if this team continues to perform the way they are doing, other teams might have to do some bit of research and need to understand how website plays. I have seen them become aggressive when they need to. I have seen them play the stealth when they need to. So this is a very balanced side and some real good talent coming up.
Some real good talent coming up. That is what the PMCO is all about. And on top, we have Team Mayhem with 30 points, 10 kills. Team Insane in second, the best outing they've had yet with 23 points to their name. DXO in third with 20 points, 10 from placement and 10 from kills. I think they're going to be happy with that performance. Reckless Esports again on the first half of the table. Now, okay, they are consistent. Today, they have been consistent in the mid-table. They definitely need to up their game. And if we have a look at any upsetting names in the back half, it's probably going to be Team LegStump. Thug, what is happening in that camp?
I think, talking about LegStump, it looks more of 4 good names being brought together, but then they are lacking synergy. Because, when we are going to a 4v4 fight against teams in the PMCO, you need to have that particular sync. You need to ensure that the curve fires come on time. From what I've seen, whatever fights we got to see, witness from LS, I saw it's either one player trying to go on a 1v4 or it's one player trying to take on 3 people at one time. They weren't holding the angles where they can give those proper cover fires. So I believe the team is lacking that sync, and I just hope that they get their sync on time before it's too late.
Well, they have one more chance today to get that, but before that, let's have a look at the leaderboard post match 11. Right on top, Mayhem have overtaken XSpark with 98 points, just 2 shy of 100 as website moving to third position with 82 points. The FALLENangelz falling down a couple of spots to the 4th position, tied with Reckless Esports in 5th with 75 points each. And in 6th and 7th, we have DXO and MCYS with 74. Team Insane finally making it to the first quarter of the table, Thug, with 71 points. Now, of course, like we've said before, one game can make it or break it. So it's not too late for teams in the mid-table right now.
Yeah, I believe that, but still an average of 10 points. I'm not really sure if that's enough to make them, to help them pave their way into the top 5. That's the ultimate goal. And also, I was just looking at the points of XSpark. They had a domination that is unbeatable. After 3 less games, they're still holding the second spot. But talking about the teams on the second page, LS definitely a matter of concern, having an average pretty close to a 9 per game. I think LS definitely needs to step up, and also good to see Optimum coming out on top, and VR1 still hanging out there, and same for NINJAX. VR1 and NINJAX still hanging at the top 16 with only 3 and 4 games played.
Of course, we're going to see a lot more action from them coming in tomorrow. Team ESN finally moving up the leaderboard as well. They were dead last at the end of day 2, but look at them now. They are in the 17th position. Again, that confidence being infused, definitely helping them out. Team F4, let me just point something out, Thug. Team F4 did not have a single kill, but Tiger got his team to the 4th position despite a squad wipe, almost a squad wipe earlier on. But now at the bottom of the table, we have Nox Official. 13 points for them. 15 for Indian Official. Now, they only have played 3 and 4 games, so that means they still have a chance to make it up, but we're going to have to wait and see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'm concerned about in the last pitch is NINJAX. Of course, they have 7 games, 29 points. That leaves them with an average of just 4.12, I guess. I think 1.3 at tops. So they definitely need to step up their game, or else they're gonna be in deep trouble and they might as well get knocked out in the first rounds of PMCO. And you won't really want to do that because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's not every time that you're gonna make it to the PUBG Mobile Club Open, the prestigious platform set up by Tencent to allow you take a journey towards greater glory.
I've got a great joke for Nalayak right now, but I'm not going to say it on YouTube right now. But I'm pretty sure their moms are going to be like, "Hey, we told you so." I'm just kidding, Nalayak. We love all these teams over here, but right now, Team Mayhem on our screens after 7 matches, and Immortal is leading the charge with 18 kills.
So basically, you know, I think what I've seen coming from MYM is that the other players, when they survive, it's just more about survival. When it's Immortal making it to the end, it's about kills. So this picture definitely clears the ambiguity in air that Immortal is the one taking those kills for his team. So definitely I need to step back on my words here on because it's actually Immortal, the only guy who's stepping up for his teams. Even if we keep this game out, we see that he had 10 kills in the last 6 games. That still overshoots any amount of kills that his other teammates have taken. I think, you know, we saw Cloak survive a couple of times. That's why, you know, I went more of Cloak because he ultimately got his team those crucial survival points.
Well, at the end, Thug, my friend, it is a team game. Of course, individual glory is something that we all want to achieve, but this is a team game. You're a 4-man unit, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. So I think MYM is going to be bringing a lot more to the table, and we have one more game in store for our lovely viewers. And I see you have a jacket on. I think I need to go get one on because it's going to be in Vikendi.
I'll give you a quick short break to get that jacket on. Meanwhile, let's just push to break.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2020 India Edition. I like calling it the Indian Edition. I don't know, it has a nice ring to it. I'm of course Angad Singh Jail. I go by the Experiment, and with me is Animesh 8-Bit Thug Agarwal. Have you heard this name? I'm sure you might have heard this
I
name
mean,
somewhere.
like,
But anyway, Thug.
some of those people must have heard about me. I'm like a no one. It's absolutely fine, actually. It's fine. People
Right.
not knowing me, and so actually, great 3 games. I think we are not able to get off our seats today because it's been so exciting, and we just need to sit here. I'm just glued to
I've
my
been
seat.
glued to the action right
we are
now with
glued
my
to the
binoculars of the
right?
action. And of course, the schedule on our screens, 3 maps down. We have the final game in Vikendi in store for you. And let me ask you a question. You've seen a few underdogs coming out, Thug. I'm going to ask you this in game, but all of you watching at home, let's see how good your crystal ball skills are. Who is going to come out on top? Go ahead and type round. You never know. You never know. If you type a name, they might win. You might get all the glory.
Yes, and talking about predictions, I predict any team can win this because the flight path seems to be like.
You can't do that. You
I
cannot
mean,
do
like
that.
it's
You
just
have
about
to pick a
it's
team.
just about prediction. So I'm predicting that one of these teams would go ahead and win it. But looking at the way teams are performing, I think MYM and Insane are getting that flow back. We might see them, coming out on top in this one. But right now, talking about the flight path, is from Hot Springs to Zabawa, and we see MYM going towards Winery and a couple of other teams taking their drops as well.
Well, I think I definitely should have expected a diplomatic answer from you, Thug. Nothing short of that. But yes, the plane path is going to be splitting the map kind of in half, a little inclined towards the right. But it doesn't really matter because the zone is going to show up any second now, and it's going to have a mind of its own. And please, can we have some water action? I predict. Oh, all right. All right. Before I could predict it, it's already formed, and we do have about 30% to about 35% water. It's going to make it interesting, low surface area for the teams to compete in. But I'm kind of worried about the teams that are going to be heading towards the west of the map, as I see Optimum Esports, Team Insane, Team ESN, and even the FALLENangelz heading towards positions like Goroka. And let's see if somebody goes to Dobro Mesto.
Yes, and if you see the zone, I think that's pretty much concentrated towards the eastern part, and a lot of teams might have to offer early rotations. We know it's Vikendi. We know the zone might go anywhere. Like it makes a lot of hardships that make Vikendi really unpredictable to after the fourth circle. But right now, from all I see, a lot of teams, no hot drops in front of me. I think there's only one hot drop happening at Goroka, like you mentioned. Fallen going against FO, and this could be a good fight. We've seen both our teams fighting out really well, showing some good show of gun strength. Right now, Insane must be really happy after the last game and might want to put up a better show.
They absolutely would be happy after that last performance. However, it would seem like they don't really have a lot of opposition around them right now. But, well, that can change in a matter of minutes because this is Vikendi after all, and anything can happen. But talking about Goroka, as we mentioned earlier, FALLENangelz are going to be facing off against Team F4. Now, Team F4, last game, not a lot of action. In fact, they didn't even have a single kill, but they still got that fourth position placement point. So, they can really do something over here, but I guess it's only a matter of time.
Yes, and the way we are seeing F4 approach this fight against Fallen, I think F4 is going more for a clustered push than Fallen. Fallen seems to be splitted up a lot, but then I think both of these teams need to just back off and maybe move towards a rotation. I think that's what F4 Yatin is doing. He took a vehicle, the smaller one, and he would just want to make move. Tiger and Slinger might just follow the path of Yatin.
They could actually do that. I think they are backing off right now. They want to make sure that they have a 4-man squad towards the end of the game. Now, Optimum Esports, they didn't have the best time out in Miramar, and of course, we know these boys can really bring some heat. They really pack quite a punch, but whether or not they're going to do that in this game is going to be, well, again, I've said this a few times, we're going to find out soon enough. But you know how some maps are favored by some players? I think I was in conversation with MCYS once. Vikendi is one of their strong points, so expect to see Optimum Esports put up one heck of a show.
Right, and looking at Vikendi, we couldn't have expected a faster gameplay. It's slow as always. 64 players still alive, 16 teams. A lot of rotations happening on our screen because the zone did a twist and a turn and went towards the easternmost part where not a lot of teams decided to take a drop at an insane. Ranadip has a good opportunity, but he missed each of the shots that he took, apart from the last one, which could not really yield any result.
However, Povali could be in a good position right now with his weapon over here. But wait a second, I think there's another guy coming around now. They've kind of gone across them now, insane. Yes, you are right. Ranadeep should have connected those shots. We know that he's a capable player, but I guess Povali is in trouble right now. He goes prone behind the rock, barely missing getting knocked out. That is going to be a major plus point for him. But I thought that was going Team Insane's way. I think that information should have been relayed just a little bit sooner, because TXO, of course, were oblivious to the fact that they were in someone's crosshairs, and they just narrowly escaped death.
Right, and talking about Insane, they don't have a vehicle on themselves. I think they need to figure this out as soon as possible, because we know in Vikendi vehicles are super important. And given the fact that Insane went for a split drop, it's pretty weird that they weren't able to get a vehicle. Or do they have one? I think it looks like they have a vehicle hidden somewhere, but obviously we can't really figure that out right now. Majority of the
I think one thing.
Yeah.
I think one thing that's sticking out before the vehicles is that none of them have helmets. Where are your helmets, lads? You definitely need those helmets to protect you from enemy bullets. And a couple of players who were shown on our screens right now did not have helmets. One had a level 1 vest, while one, IT Prince, in fact, had a level 3 vest. So he got lucky in that department. However, you know what they say, the head is the most important part. You've got to protect it.
Right, and as looking at MCYS, the team that we have been talking about, the team that was a talking point for us, Rambo, Ignite, Zark and Dark, these boys too, they have a good, they have shown us that they can do it, but it's about actually going ahead and do it. I feel that they have a decent amount of skill set. What they are lacking right now is experience, the experience to make it to that #1 spot among 16 teams and get the chicken dinner. They somehow managed to move it until the last circle. But then, there's the difference between a chicken dinner and a 7th spot is the exact skill set that MCYS looks to be lacking right now. Okay, and I think looking at the way MCYS has been playing, and it's Rambo, Ignite, Zark and Dark, all the 4 players around Cement Factory still holding on, and just hoping that the 4 players are somehow able to perform in a better way in this game. Right now, 4 players, 7 minutes into the game. None of the circle is still very strong. The blue zone is still very far away. Teams have enough time to go for that loot. And looking at the teams inside the circle, we have Ellis, Hex, Website, Reckless, MCYS, TXO, F4 who have made it inside the circle. MCYS is actually holding a really good spot. It's Cement Factory. It looks like to be the center of the circle. But talking about Ellis, we have seen Bhishma pull off a cracker in the game of Sanhok a couple of days back. But right now, let's see if the compound that Ellis is holding right now is as good as that one. We have Fallen, ESL, Insane, ES, Optimum up 50, and a couple of teams. I think 6 of them who haven't been able to rotate inside the circle. And, let's just wait, watch, and see how these teams approach this entire cycle. Looks like the teams are more biased towards the northeastern side of Cement Factory, and by the looks of it, Fallen, Bloodfire, and ES and Pirate JX have been left behind a lot. Also, at the same time, MYM, players from MYM, Immortal, Tenet, Cloak, and everyone, they are going for the rotation. They dropped at Winery, and I think they would just want to rotate really quick, because they have the threat of TXO being the hurdle as they would want to move in. Also, we talk about Sidhu, Divine, Helper and Shero. These 4 players, they have been playing excellently today. They are at their best as we have seen them perform over the last 3 games. In the last game, they would definitely want to put up the best possible show. And right now on our screens, Sidhu, Divine, Helper, Shero still going for the loot. They are holding the split bridge and might want to cut rotations for a couple of other teams. But yes, we'll have to wait, watch and see before we have more action on screen. And I guess we have a dear friend XP joining us really soon and might be sharing some thoughts. But Reckless is being reckless today, unable to perform the way they are. And also, if we see the way FINTOX has been performing, they also need to step up their game. We have seen them do a a minus mistake here and there. And yes, I was talking about Reckless being reckless, but finally taking in some knocks.
They are actually, well, they just got to play a little safe, but because they are a very capable team. And yes, you were talking about FINTOX just a second ago. They did have a kind of a better, outing in Miramar. Not the best outing, but they definitely need to step up to the plate and do something over here. They are kind of spread out, and Reckless could be in a position to, destroy them. But have a look at Nalayak. Now, Dominator, if he can get a few long-distance shots, FINTOX could be in trouble.
Right, and if we talk about Reckless, this could be the game where they try to average out stuff. They haven't been at their best today, but then definitely we know this is the skill side, trying their best, trying their hearts out. They held the number 2 spot responsible after game 1, but Bloodfire coming up with a nice Uzi flick and breaks down up 50 Sarkar. And we have now SKR, Mammu and Eddie trying to hold the compound at the foothills.
Well, I think Sarkar is definitely going to succumb to his injuries because FALLENangelz are not going to let him out of his sight. KSR, Addy are going to lay down some lead in their direction. Addy with that Uzi at long range. Not a lot of bullets are going to connect. And I do believe Sarkar is going to be lost any second now. Now, the question is UP50 going to make an advance at the enemy, or are they going to back out? By the look of things, they know that, they've lost one member. It's time to move out and, live to fight another day. That is what the call of the day seems like, as Dormammu is going to be backing out as well. And talking about the circle, we still have all 16 teams alive, and they are going to come in closer and closer in each other's proximity. And that is when sparks are going to fly, and we are going to see the white tundra painted red.
Yes, and talking about the circle, that is what gonna be the trigger for the teams to actually fight it. Right now, all I see is every team trying to hold, make angles, trying to stay comfortably, enjoy the heat inside their compounds while chilling cold outside. But yes, they need to step out of their comfort zone. They need to put up a bonfire right outside if they want to get the skills in, because the heaters inside your house won't really get you kills, and if you don't get the skills, you don't get the points, and eventually you go out of PMCO and you won't be able to make it to the PFPL. Right now, up 50, Mammu pretty close to being Fallen, and Fallen just might try to take another pick. Yes, that's Kerito taking down Mammu, and we have 4 players from Fallen trying to ping down up 50.
Now, FALLENangelz made the right call over here that, they wanted to give priority to the zone, which they did, and now they are in a good spot to gatekeep UP50. And I think Addy is not going to be in a position to revive his fallen comrade, because have a look at the distance between Mammu and KSR right now. That is going to be a big, big blow to them, especially since they have to make it into the next zone. Now, talking about the next zone, that's going to be coming up on our screens in a short time. Initially, all the teams were kind of congregating around the cement factory, as you had mentioned earlier, but it seems like they are dispersing and are now, in fact, trying to get their own compounds towards the periphery of the zone. Whether this is going to be a move that works in their favor, only time will tell. Of course, Addy and his teammates, now they have an uphill battle, literally and figuratively, because they don't have any vehicles, Thug. They don't have any vehicles, and you did say that, Vikendi, you need vehicles to get around, and this looks like it could be the end for UP50.
Right, and talking about Fallen, Bloodfire, Vishu, Kerito, Clutcher, all the 4 players trying to move in, and majorly I see there's only one team outside the circle. All of them are biased towards the eastern part of Cement Factory. I see a lot of teams moving towards the shore side gradually as the circle shrinks further. Right now, Optimum going against LS, and we see LS in a fix once again.
Now this fight is taking place dead smack in the center. Oh, LS Dungy OP gets knocked and finished in quick succession by Razor. Bhishma is down as well. Siren seems to be knocked out. Bhishma is not down. In fact, he was in a crouched position. He is getting his health back up. Razor has hurt him. Razor with that Uzi. That is going to be detrimental. LegStump are going to be the first team to be eliminated. Now that is going to be a major blow. And by the look of things, Thug, it is going to be difficult for them to make it to the top.
Right, and looking the way teams are performing right now, we have Nalayak, Optimum, Hex, Reckless. A lot of teams just very close to each other, in close proximity. We might see some shots being fired, some knocks being taken, some teams being wiped out in some couple of minutes, because we have seen Vikendi is known to be a slow map. It goes until the very end. Teams love to drag it until the very end before they actually come out unleashing the bullet, the metal on their opponents.
Well, of course, we did see a 32-minute game yesterday, but we are going to stop about that and look at this. TXO, the winners of the first game, are going up against the Fallen Angels. And by the look of things, a couple of Angels have indeed fallen, but the revives should be coming in as Carito is going to pick up his teammate over here, while Clutcher is going to get the next one. But wait a second, they are on fire. Helper coming in and getting that knock. Shadow is going to confirm that kill with that Molotov, and Sidhu's grenade is going to blow Carito to bits. That means Fallen Angels are down to a two-man squad. It's going to be Clutcher and Vichu versus DXO, and DXO are looking mighty strong.
Right, and now we have Sidhu, Divine, Helper, and Shadow, 4 players in front of us, pair up, and Fallen Clutcher right now looks in a lot of trouble. DXO Helper trying to take him down, takes him down, goes for the drop. Oh, how lucky he is. He went straight up into the water, and it could just help him buy some extra minutes before his teammates can come and provide him with a cover. Yes, exactly, that's what happened. But Vishu, smart enough, fell inside the water, but I don't think he's gonna be able to hold for long, because TXO might connect some random shots, and those shots might as well pick up Vishu. I think one of the players need to enter water, spot Vishu, and then guide them accordingly. I think we have done this a lot of times in classic games.
we have done this plenty of times. It's like, where is he in the water? It's like, wait a second, I'm going to jump in, and it's like, all right, shoot at me, I'm right next to him. But Helper is doing that right now. He isn't really helping him out. Look at the way his teammates are shooting at his location. Fallen Vichu is going in the other direction, but the problem is he's going to have to come out up for breath, and when he does that, if he gets spotted out, that is going to be a big problem for him. I think Helper is now going to check out the other direction. He's like, you know what, if he didn't go left, there's only one thing, he can only go right. But I think he's going to survive. But UP50's KSR, we saw them in the blue zone earlier along with his teammate Addy, who is actually on the other side of this river. There he is on our screens right now. He just has one energy drink left, so this is going to be a major blow. They've got to be careful. They can't afford to be caught out in the blue zone again.
Right, and looking at the way the teams have now been performing, I think every team needs to be at their best, because we are bracing for impact. The third circle would kick in, and when it's fourth circle, that's when action begins at Vikendi. The hard shifts happen. The teams need to step out of their comfort zone, come blazing with their guns, and they need to go to ta. But right now, from all I see, TXO, the team with 3 kills. I mean, you know, like XP, whenever a team gets that early kills in Vikendi, it really helps them a lot towards the last circles. Once the fourth circle hits, that's when teams start scrambling for kills, and when these teams focus on zone, because they have 3 kills in their bag, you don't really need to get those kills in urgency. I believe that teams need to maintain a balance of aggression in Vikendi. Like, you could be aggressive in the first 5 minutes, but that first 5 minutes of aggression are really important, as I believe if you trust your skill set in terms of gunfire, in terms of your fighting skills, basically gunfight skills, then you need to actually take those hot drops. I've seen a lot of, because what happens, you survive till the 4th, 5th circle, and eventually you vote in the 13th or 14th spot. I mean, like, that's bad.
It is bad, of course, but you know, the whole meta is going to be shifting. We are going to go for a kill-oriented meta in future as it is. But again, it's not just that. It's also a good confidence booster. So once you get a few early kills, it's like, you know what? We took this team out. We can deal with the rest. But the zone obviously plays a major part as well. And the 4th circle is going to be coming in. Ooh, KSR can be in a position to get knocked out by Vichu, who is going to be running in behind him. And if I remember correctly, KSR does not have any first aids on him, whereas Vichu might have a couple. But if they do get caught out, that is not going to help either of them, as the circle has shifted towards the mainland, and the cement factory is going to be the biggest compound right in the middle, approximately in the middle, and it is firmly under MCYS's control. However, we do have F4 coming in from the west, and Team Insane on the southwest, in fact, can be a bit of a problem as well. I think we're going to have a little bit of a collision course, a little Mexican standoff at the cement factory, if you will.
Yeah, I understand that. And looking at this way the zone has shrunk, XP, if this game MCYS isn't able to convert, because MCYS has been holding this spot since a very long time, and I guess MCYS just needs to ensure that, you know, they convert this game into at least a top 3.
Well, that is, everybody wants to finish top 3. Everybody wants to win the game. But then the question is, how do they do that? Of course, they do have that vision. All these teams want to win. But then the thing is, you got to have confidence. You got to have good skill sets, which, of course, a lot of these players have. And you got to be able to control your nerves, because ultimately that is what it comes down to. But right now, we are on our screens. We have Team F4. Again, not a lot of kills in this tournament so far. And even in the last round, they managed to reach the 4th position without a single kill in their favor. They need to really step up their game right now. And Insane, now Team Insane, we were just talking about them. They had a wonderful game. They're on the opposite spectrum right now. They had a good game in Miramar. However, it seems like the 4th circle is upon us, and the teams are getting closer and closer to each other, and MYM is picking up a fight. Sensei gets a knock with a grenade as Immortal is trying to go on that flank. I think Itachi definitely has an idea that the enemy is nearby, but it's not going to matter because teams are falling all over the place. I beg your pardon, K2S God gets a knock on Sensei, and Itachi is going to go for the kill. He gets a knock on Immortal. That is going to be a big blow. Manav jumping over here. Can he secure victory for his team? It's going to be a one-on-one situation. Who's going to come out on top? K2S God is going to come out on top, and Thug Team MYM have been eliminated in the 15th position. A major blow.
Major blow, but obviously we can't shy away from giving K2S the applause they deserve. They put up a really good show, but then now they are getting third party. It's Hex RPX trying to enter the scene. The team that has not been doing too good. K2S God is having a perfect TPP. He will take down one. He might go for the second one as well. The zone damage will also kick in. It's the 5th circle. We know it. There are 2 players out there. K2S God needs to heal himself up because the 5th circle, and he did not heal up, and he went out in the open, paid the price. Hex RPX need to back off right now. They still have 40 seconds though. But I think, the worst part was the opposite team, K2S, got stuck towards the end of the zone. Or else, I believe K2S did have a chance in this one.
Definitely they did. Maybe, in fact, if they had a few more seconds, they could have picked up a few of their teams. But Haters Esports, they did put up a good show, but they are now out of the game. And, Hex, Reaper X are opportunistic. They knew that a gunfight took place. They were keeping an eye out on the kill feed. And as soon as that team went from 14 to 13, they were like, you know what? Now's the time to move in. And, well, it paid off in the end. On our screens right now, UP50 Addy, against all odds, these boys have managed to survive right till the end. They still have 2 players alive. Meanwhile, FALLENangelz are down to 1 man, as is Team ESN. That is going to be a big problem for them later on. Now, Reckless Esports, we saw them kind of scurrying away in the beginning, but I think they are going to be going up against Optimum Esports after all. Still a 4-man squad, 13 teams still alive, 43 people. We are going to be seeing a lot of bullets fly really soon, and it looks like it might work in Reckless's favor, especially since they have this high ground over here.
I think it might, and Reckless is a good side. We have seen them being able to connect the shots very clean and strong, and right now we have MCYS Zark going down. Zark needs to heal up. MCYS cannot let this game get out of their hands. This is the best chance they have to rework on their stats and come out on top. MCYS Zark goes down. F was Slinger getting a kill for their team. But look at Hex Reaper X. They just came up with a squad wipe, and they're looking so strong with those 5 kill points. Same from Optimum. 4-man strong, 3 kill points. These 2 teams are on a roll.
They are definitely on a roll right now, and pretty much in the center of the zone as well, with all the teams kind of around them, surrounding them at all angles, but they have cover of those buildings. And as we move in closer to this zone changing, have a look at TXO. They might actually pick a fight with UP50, the last 2 remaining members. I think Addy has gone down. KSR is the last man standing for UP50 as TXO's Divine and Shadow are trying to confirm the kills. But FALLENangelz, I beg your pardon, are still in this game, survived by Vichu, of course, one of their star players. And look at that zone. That zone has taken a drastic northeastern shift, with Reckless Esports right in the middle. They have a good position, but they've got to be careful, because any second now, a horde of teams are going to be coming their way. And KSR, I think he's been spotted out. He has been, and with that, finally, UP50 exit the game in the 13th position.
Right, and down to 12 teams, 39 players, with Reckless having the entire zone to themselves. I think they must be having a great party sitting out there, the entire circle to themselves. They have the highest spot in the circle. Reckless needs to go reckless right now. They need to, let it loose. They need to exert the pressure. they need to get at least a 15 kill chicken dinner in this one, because they still have a lot of people in the game right now. We still have 39 players alive. They have 35 players who would be trying to push into the circle. 4 players need to have their gun game on point. They need to have their aiming on point, and if they do that, if the execution is perfect, we might see Reckless trying to rake in a lot of those kills. But right now, obviously, it's too early to predict because we still have 12 teams, some big names still fighting it out. Insane Puali goes down as Webster tries to push in.
They were trying to push in, but of course, you've got to be careful because all these compounds are going to be occupied right now. And Hart over here trying to lay down some lead in Ninja's direction. That Molotov is going to push him back a bit. That gives Team F4 a chance to relocate themselves. Meanwhile, Sax Leo has gone down to Phoenix's Uzi, while Carrito is going to make sure that he finishes the job. Divine, on the other hand, is picking a fight with MCYS as Doc is going to bite the dust, and Povali is going to get a revive from his team. But look at this, Ninja is right next to them, who finally gets knocked out by Shockwave. However, that came as a bit of a surprise because Shockwave has his work cut out for them. He does have that Uzi, but it has to go into a reload. Forget that. He switches his weapon, jumps, shoots. However, he does not connect, and Mafia is going to bring him down. Can Ronadi save his teammate from death? I think that is not going to be possible, as Dark God has moved in as well, and Nalayak are finally putting some pressure on this team.
And looking at the way Nalayak is trying to play, we have Dark God and Mafia still surviving. They have 1 kill, although they have 1 kill, but then they still look at a very good spot. They have picked off a couple. We have Nalayak, Mafia going down. This would change the tier fortune for Nalayak, and I think Insane might as well get Nalayak kicked off from this game. Yes, Dominator goes down. Interestingly, Hex goes off. The team that looked at a very strong position. They had 5 peer kills and 4 people alive. So a 4-man squad just getting wiped out. 11 teams, 9 players. CXO Sidhu knocking FALLENangelz out of the game, straight out of the park. Website still trying to hold ground. There are 3 teams in front of them. Let's Website versus F4 versus Insane. It's a 3-way fight happening right here.
DXO with 8 kills. Website is doing wonderful right now. They have a good position. No kills on the name right now, but they are picking fights with 2 teams, and Dark God has been killed. With that, they are going to be eliminated. Nalayak out in the 10th position, courtesy of Team Insane. Now, Team F4, they are picking the fight with Website, who've been putting up quite a good show. And just as I say that, Ninja gets a shot with that ratatatata, that AKM, and gets a knock. And I think this is it. This is when we're going to see a push on their part. Yatin has been eliminated. Ryu goes down as well. And I think we have another team wipe over here. That was quite brilliant. That was quick succession from both the teams. They kind of played together right now. They kind of played together because Team Insane is applying the pressure from one end, and finally Reckless are going to come in the crosshairs of MCYS Ignite as Sniper goes down. Aditya, can he save his team? Because DXO is coming in from behind as well. They are going right in their position, and they are definitely not going to be expecting a lot of opposition over there. Sniper goes down, Aditya goes down. Bad Boy and Matt are the last guys standing from Reckless Esports. Thug, this does not look good for them.
Yeah, I think it does not look good at them, but actually, did you look at the number of kills EXO has right now? They are with 10 kills already. There are still 21 people in the game, and I think along with this Insane, might as well just pick off Website. And Reckless still holding on. They are down. Yes, they aren't looking as strong as they were, but MCYS meanwhile comes up with a molly to pick off TXO, but then instantly gets punished. I think Insane meanwhile knocked off Website out of I think they just blacked out Website. TXO is at the foothills. They could be in trouble if Optimum spots them.
We still have one member. Shyla is still alive from Website. And in fact, Insane came under heavy fire from Muiz OP over there. That would have been problematic. They could have been knocked out right now. They do have 5 kills. And Shyla is in a good spot right now to lay down some hurt as well. Now, Ranadeep, Povali, and IT Prince are kind of spread out. I wonder if they know that Shyla is still in that little smoke screen. If they do not know, that is going to come to bite them in their behinds later on. But Muiz OP over here with that spray, trying to get a knock on Zoe, does not do so. However, Razor, his teammate, is going to knock out IT Prince. Now they're trying to move in for Vali. That was a little bit too slow. He got spotted out, and he is going to pay the ultimate price, and they have 1 man still standing. And wait a second, Razor and Bash get knocked out in quick successions as well. This is going to be problematic as Muiz OP is the last man standing. He's got to get the revives in, but is it going to be a bit too late? And against all odds, Matt and Bad Boy still on their feet.
Right, coming down to the last 16 teams, Optimum still holding the top spot in the map. And do you know, I mean, like, it's how quickly the tables turned. Reckless was at the best spot
Oh
right
yeah.
now. Optimum and FINTOX looking to come out of nowhere. And one thing about Team ESN, XP, if you notice, I always see them being able to survive. They always somehow make it to the top 5, 6. One of their players would snake in. They somehow make it to the top, and TXO still looking so strong. 10 kills, moving
Well,
in. ESN getting
you
eliminated.
just said that.
That's the caster. That's Thug's curse. You know, like I've seen a lot of things fail when I try to, appreciate it. So that's fine. And we have Insane right in front of TX. It's a 2v4 situation coming out for Insane, but then they're getting helped by Reckless. This nade could actually pop Ranadeep off, but it does not. They're still trying to hold, trying to take those pre-fire shots, but unable to convert.
Talking about popping off Rana, the DXO have been popping off with those kills. 10 kills to their names. These guys are on fire amongst all the snow. But Helper goes in. He rattles a few shots in Matt's direction. Reckless are going to be in a world of trouble. I think Bad Boy has been called out. And he does get shot at. He gets knocked out courtesy of Sidhu. Helper, is he going to be able to help his buddy out? He does help him out. Sidhu gets the knock and finish on Insane. Wait a second. What's happening over here? They finally wipe out Reckless Esports. A better outing for them this time around. 4th position, 4th kills down to the last 3 teams. And by the look of things, Optimum Esports are in the best position, followed by FINTOX. You have made it to the end against all odds. Now, the winner chicken in the forecast said that TXO is going to be on top. But looking at the position, it looks a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could go either ways. Looking at the way teams are placed, TXO has a man advantage, but then obviously Optimum does have a huge height advantage, but it all depends upon the zone. First, if the zone shifts towards the lower side, towards the foothills, that's when Optimum would be a lot of trouble. They would have to just jump out in the open. Right now, the players from Optimum are riding on the luck that the zone is still favoring the higher grounds, and Optimum is already moving downstairs. They want to go all in. They are still in the game with 10 kills. They pick off 1. And they don't seem to stop. FINTOX due as his FPP turned on, he would just want to ensure that his pre-fire takes a couple of them out.
Absolutely. It seems like Razor and Bash have come down. They want to go heavy with those kills, and Louise is going to be on top. Bash spots him out, but Helper gets knocked out first. That was a little bit of a problem over there. In fact, Ryu got knocked out, I beg your pardon. And FINTOX are going to be eliminated in the 3rd position with 3 kills. It is all down to 2 teams. Optimum Esports versus TXO. Both these teams have gone frag heavy. It's going to be a 4v3 situation. Optimum with 3, TXO with 4, Optimum with 12 kills, and I believe TXO with 11. Thug, any predictions over here?
I think this is going in favor of... Okay, I'm too late, so I won't call it a prediction, but I think TXO...
Well, you never know.
I think TXO got this, because looking at the fact that it's a 3v3 situation where Optimum has the height advantage, but right now, Sidhu, yes, that's it. The zone comes in, the zone plays the demon's role. The zone comes in and takes off Team TXO and getting Optimum that much coveted, hard-earned chicken dinner.
I think Optimum Esports finished this game with, I do believe, 12 kills. TXO, however, 14 kills to their name. What a wonderful performance. Of course, that last circle, they kind of got blocked out by the zone. And, although the forecast said that they have the best chances of winning, I didn't see that happening as Optimum had the best position. Then we had FINTOX, and right at the bottom was TXO, but that is how the cookie crumbles. And, well, we have our top team on our screens and a well-deserved victory here in Vikendi.
Yeah, definitely. I think a well-deserved victory and a great way to end day 3, because as soon as Vikendi ended, we can create our day 3. And looking at the way this entire day has unfolded, I think the team that stands out for me is obviously TXO. They have been at the best. And look at Razor, 8 kills, 1277 damage XP.
I mean, let's have a moment of silence for all the opponents right now, because this was just absolutely phenomenal. He just obliterated the enemy. 1277 damage, 8 kills. Oh my goodness, these guys have been popping off, and both these teams, in fact, the ones who finished 1st and 2nd, they had a wonderful show. Getting the bulk of all the frags in the game just goes to showcase that, once you start getting comfortable in your skin, and once you kind of read your opponents, you gotta, it's all about habits, right? We are creatures of habits, us humans. So you kind of see a pattern emerging in the games, and they capitalize on that, and well, they are the winners from Vikendi.
Yes, and I believe that they actually did a good job, and I think Veza did put up a fantastic show. I think he single-handedly did a lot of stuff for the entire team. Like 8 kills is something that we generally see as the entire squad getting it, but Optimum Blazer did it
Whoa!
single-handedly. But let's not forget Helper, because he came in with 7 kills as well.
He's definitely been helping his team right from day one. 7 kills, 1-0, 1-0, 10 points of damage. And in third spot, we have DXO Sidhu, who put up an amazing show as well. 4 kills to his name, followed by MCYS OP from Optimum once again with 3 kills. And last but not the least, Hex, Reaper X, Phoenix in the 5th position. Again, a high fragging affair. And like you said, till about the 4th circle, the action was like, eh. And then suddenly it was like, poof, somebody lit a spark and there was an explosion, and one after the team started going down. And well, I have a big smile on my face. I'm sure all you watching at home were happy with that action as well. But oh my, what a game by these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think no complaints. We have no complaints. They put up a great show. They kept us to the screens. Optimum with the sporting chicken dinner, but TXO not trying back as well. I mean, like that was just it was just about a little advantage that Optimum had over TXO in regards to positioning, but both the teams fought it out, played valiant and great stuff. 14-28 kills among two teams. We barely get to see that.
That is amazing, 14 kills each. And in third, FINTOX finally stepping up to the plate as well. Third position, not too shabby. Of course, 3 kills. They definitely want to work on that. Team Insane kind of slacked off in the last game, but they still have 5 kills. They managed to make it to the 4th position. That is going to be good as they move into day 4. Now, at the bottom, Team LegStump, Team Mayhem. Thug.
See, Mayhem is doing good. They had another good game today. They had a day 1, but LegStump, they are playing terribly bad. I mean, the kind of game we are seeing from LegStump. No, I won't talk about the players, but it's more about that. Like I said, it's more about the team synergy. They aren't able to pull it together. There's just one man trying to go out in the open, take some shots, because I haven't seen them win any 4v4 fights as of now. Even if they win, even against the weakest of teams, they just go down to maybe 3 men, 1 man, and that's the kind of gameplay that we're getting to see out of LegStump. They definitely need to do their homework and get back in a better way next week.
Well, LegStump, if you're watching, as Thug says, you need to do your homework and get back in there, because we know that you are capable players, but we can't take anything away from anyone else. And have a look at the post-match 12 standings on the leaderboard. DXO are going to be vaulting over Team Mayhem as the first team to crack 100 points, 102 to their name. Team Mayhem with 99 in second. Website moving in third with 89. Reckless in fourth with 87, but XSpark is in fifth. The only team on the first quarter who have only played half the game. So, Thug, I think we can expect big things from them tomorrow.
Yes, I definitely expect big things from them tomorrow, but we'll have to wait, watch and see, because tomorrow a lot of other teams will be joining the fight. Blitzkrieg did not perform bad. If you see, they were averaging at 17 points per game, and that's a really good average, along with one chicken as well. So we'll have to wait, watch and see how does it unfold tomorrow. Talking about the teams 17 and beyond, we have AZTECS, Reckoning, Futurestation, D&D, who will get a chance tomorrow to fight it out. So let's wait, watch and see how it unfolds.
Of course, a lot of these teams are going to be moving up on the leaderboard as we have a look at the bottom quarter. Now, Nox official and Indian official, Revenge CORVUS, Team INGL, DTHesports, MCOPS Esports, Lord Fam all have 4 games in hand. However, Nalayak, 25th position with 8 matches played and only 32 points. So they definitely need to work on a lot of things as far as their gameplay goes. But again, taking nothing away from these teams, Thug, they have made it to the stepping stone for greater glory. The PMCO Fall Split 2020 India edition is a massive tournament for these players. Of course, those 5 top spots gives you a slot in the PMPL, the Pro Leagues. And once you add the prefix Pro to yourselves, well, you're almost godlike, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. You are, you get that godlike status, you get that all the fame, glory, I think everything that you require. It opens your gateway to the world of esports right now. But yes, the teams need to realize that they still have, I guess each team, the teams that played today have 4 more games to go, and the others still have 8 more games to go. But let's quickly look at the kill leaders until now, because we have Immortal leading the charge.
With 18 kills and closely following behind is DXO Helper, who in fact has a little bit more damage. But forget all that, have a look at Fallen Vichu. Now, Vichu has been impressing us from day one. 2,700 points of damage. That is absolutely insane, and this is awesome. We have the top 10. We have Ignite, we have Ninja, we have Prince, Shyla, and Reckless Matt are making their position on the top kill leaders as well. 11 kills, again, hotly contested. So we have 18 to 11. That's the difference of 7 kills. One good game, one good chicken dinner can turn your fortunes. And well, I'm excited to see what day 4 is going to bring. And once the playing field is kind of balanced out, that's when things are going to get really interesting.
Yeah, and that's what exactly I'm waiting for. I think tomorrow we'll have a better assessment which team falls at which spot, because right now it's not balanced out. A lot of teams haven't got the opportunity to play the next 4 games. Some teams missed out on a couple of games. But yes, I think that should not deter us away from giving all due credits to the team that's holding the #1 spot right now, as you guys end up at the #1 spot on day 3 of PMCO. But I still believe tomorrow is going to be even more exciting, as we have Team X and we will have Team XSpark joining us, joining the fight, and the team which is still holding the 5th spot with only 4 games played and having the best average in PMCO Indian Edition.
Well, I'm sure you all are going to be waiting for the action as well. We want to see what XSpark bring to the table tomorrow. But what a day it has been. Again, action was kind of slow today. It wasn't that explosive start that we saw on day 1 and on day 2. But towards the end, boy, oh boy, did the teams really kick off. They really started popping off. 14 kills each. What a day for PUBG Mobile action. And Thug, what are we taking away from this last day? I think I'm going to say one thing. You can never underestimate anyone, because, you know, we always think that, okay, this person or this team is going to be, you know, the most brilliant, but somebody else, the underdogs coming from behind, steal the show. I want to see some more of that.
Right. I think this day has been all about what you said, XP. We share the common thoughts. But right now, I think that's it from me and XP today. We'll be signing off and joining you guys tomorrow with new teams, new faces, and newer points table. See you guys. Take care and stay safe, stay home.